You can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana or call +233 202 544614. GhanaTalks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
Ghana Talks Radio, UK, Abrochimemu, era from Ghana Muha at the sound system, which is spinning machine papa, a free amana never be good among Ghana Muha. It is a year, we engagement, we wedding, we birthday party. Political parties are more rally, some way sorry, more crusade. So we'll book carnival or any kind of event. Now we'll pay spinning machine papa a boss sound in the moon at the dia NMA come from GTR sounds at the Emao. Your live band in so our tones at the frame, ye beat me abababua. Ama ujumedia woody and so at me I come up. Yawa enkan pupuni mantemo anya aponchi hotel a hope pepe ena yebutu odi anse obefre empenifo was 0546960510 GTR sounds emuode angaza.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials. From Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bless,
Deborah Adoso,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. Good morning to you, lovely listeners of Ghana Talks Radio. You are welcome to the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show right here on Ghana Talks Radio. This is a news headline review. Right here, we bring you all the latest headlines making waves in the news, from business to politics, from sports to entertainment. We got you covered with the most relevant stories and informed perspectives on issues that matter to you every morning, right here on the show. Joining me in the studios is Ms. Debbie Adoso and Ms. Regina Bless, who will be diving into the issues and sharing their informed perspectives to you right here on the show. Good morning to you, ladies.
Good morning.
How are we doing?
The grace is sufficient.
How are you?
I'm fine.
So you don't ask me how I'm too.
Oh, I mean sometimes we ask you.
So now you don't ask me. You
How
don't
are
ask
you?
me how I'm surviving. Okay.
Wait.
That's okay.
It's just give me my money, and then my dad comes to stand. That's really rich money. And the one giving me, I should give you what?
Okay.
I thought we were friends, but it's
How
okay.
are you?
Please, I'm fine.
Hope everything is fine.
Everything is
The
fine.
family is fine.
The family is fine.
Okay.
All right. We bless God.
She said, have you eaten?
No, I've not eaten.
She'll provide breakfast.
All right,
Don't worry.
please. All right. All right. So let's dive into our major news items for this morning. Animal Farm Justice. NPP's Justin Kodja accuses Attorney General and Judiciary of bias. The General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party, Justin Kodja Frimpong, has launched a scanty attack on the Attorney General and the Judiciary, accusing them of displaying bias and undermining public confidence in Ghana's justice system. Speaking at a press conference in Accra, Mr. Kodja claimed that the Attorney General, Dr. Dominic Ayeni, has been conducting what he called media trials against individuals perceived to be political opponents of the government. He said instead of allowing the court to determine guilt or innocence, the Attorney General has taken to the media to pronounce people guilty, a move he described as dangerous to the rule of law. He stated, when a person is accused of a crime, the law requires that they've been arraigned before a court and presumed innocent until proven guilty. But the Attorney General prefers to go to the media and pronounce an accused person guilty. Mr. Kodja further alleged selective justice, citing the case of a young man, Kwesi Botre Jr., who was reportedly threatened with contempt by a sitting judge for making public comments on an ongoing case, while similar remarks from the Attorney General go unchallenged. He described the situation as animal farm justice, suggesting that some individuals are treated as more equal than others under the law. Kodja's comments add to growing public debate about judicial independence, political interference, and the fairness of ongoing high-profile corruption cases. Right. That was coming from the camp of the NPP, the General Secretary of the NPP, Mr. Justin Kodja, that why would the AG come out and accuse someone, an accused person, pronounce a person as guilty, when the court is actually there, that you can just send the issue to court and let the court deal with the person. What do you make of this, Ms. Debbie?
So on a normal basis, it is right for the Attorney General to update us on his findings. So let's take the Office of the Special Prosecutor, for instance. We don't see him coming out to update us. Even if you come out to update us, there is a lot of expectations, or there are a lot of things we expect from you to do. We don't expect you to just come out and then tell us that you found this against this person, that person. Immediately you do that, you are waiting for the next movement, and the next movement has to do with the law taking the person up. But when you come out and you don't update us, we feel like without your, shall I say, without your integrity or your capability of you doing that particular work. But when you look at the constitution or the law, it is not right for the Attorney General to pronounce a person guilty before the law. You are supposed to leave that for the judiciary. So when we are talking in terms of law, it is not right for the Attorney General to do that. But when we are speaking in general, you are supposed to update us, because that is your office. We understand. We are supposed to know what is going on. We know what the Office of the Attorney General is supposed to do. We know what the Office of the Special Prosecutor is supposed to do. And let's not also forget that this current administration is trying every possible means to tread in a way or to take the path that the previous administration didn't do. So I'm not trying to compare this current administration to the previous administration, but you see, when the previous administration was in power, we never encountered such things where maybe they'll be updating us that this, even with the National Cathedral issue, it has to do with people coming up, bringing a hearsay, or we've heard this, we've heard that, like allegedly. they were not updating us. So it got to a time investigative journalists has to step in and then find or do their background research and then come out with whatever they've gathered so far to conclude on the matter of whether what these naysayers are saying are truly right. So in a country like this or in our system, we need to know what is going on. But the problem is the fact that you are telling us doesn't mean you shouldn't go ahead with that issue. When you come out and you tell me that, Deborah, I hate it when you promise when you don't fulfill it. It's better you don't even tell me. Then you surprise me. And then the minute I say, but in the case where you come to me and you tell me that, yeah, I cannot say what the data see so. Okay, maybe next week Friday I'll be getting you this. Like, I'm fully expecting you to do that. When you don't do it, one, I get disappointed in you. Two, I don't trust you anymore. Three, when you come telling me something, like I don't even put my mind and my heart on it. What about fine? One from bar fine. So in the case of the Attorney General, you don't just come and then you tell them. If you say that, what if at the end of the day the judiciary take up the matter and then they find out that the person is not guilty? So according to the law, it's not right for the Attorney General to do that. But general term, as a country, we are supposed to know or we are supposed to be updated on what is going on. So in a way, the minority is right. And in a way, I feel like they are wrong.
Right. So would you say that the aging is just being transparent with we Ghanaians, or you feel like it's kind of like another gimmick? Because if you found someone accused of committing a crime, why don't you just go ahead and then you know, go to court and then proceed with the issue? But then again, the issue here is it is government accountability series.
Right.
So the AG's responsibility right there was to just come and tell Ghanaians the cases on board, how it's going, and then what they intend to do.
Yeah.
So right now, what is the ish?
Well, I feel like the Attorney General is trying to be transparent in a way to impress Ghanaians.
Impress?
Yes.
Or you think he's just doing his duty because it says accountability?
Yes, he's doing his work, and the way he wants to impress us in a way that I've said earlier on that Ghana, no one updates you on anything. No.
Exactly.
If not for this current administration, certain things were going on. This scandalous behavior of people taking statements. Incorrectly. We've been paying people, government employees as NSS personnel. Will you even hear of that? No. So in a way, we need to know what is going on. With the office of the Attorney General, you can as well come out and then you're not holding the person guilty as at that moment, but you can give us the findings. That is why I always say that we have problems as a country. You know, issues like this is very sensitive. You should be critical about how to go about such issues. So you found out that this person is into this, and then you've gathered all your facts and everything. You can as well obey your sutre, like make us eager to know more. Don't just give us the full details. It's just like you reading a storybook. If you start the first paragraph, like you want to finish, you want to get to the middle of the book because it's so interesting. So if you are as an Attorney General, I feel like give us a tip. Don't tell us everything, because I know you've done your work very well. But you see, we Ghanaians, we don't understand the law. What we know is that the person needs to be prosecuted, but the law is not like that. So we don't really understand what the law takes as citizens. My grandmother in the house or my auntie in the house, what she knows is that this person has embezzled state funds straight and them. But the law is not like that. It has to pass through due processes. We do not understand it that way. So to make things easier for you and not to get yourself into a situation that you find it difficult to defend yourself. So has been, allegedly involved in this and this and this. Investigation is still ongoing. You don't give details. Don't just give details about what they just say something and make us, we the citizens, like put this kind of eagerness in us to follow the situation, making us to get to know more details about that particular story. Because Attorney General or trying to send back right to still end with the judiciary, they are going to prosecute the person. and it's not a day. It's not about you waking up. Recently, I got to know that when it has to do with the law, it can even take like 5 years. A person who is guilty is not yet prosecuted by the law.
Yeah, we also saw that in the case of the police officer who killed the
girlfriend.
The girlfriend. It was just this, I think, last month before he was finally prosecuted.
Yes.
So these
education is also important. And law, but
yeah,
it should make it understand.
Right. But have there been any response so far from the AG's office regarding these claims? Have you heard anything so far? Any response with the claims that people are saying that he's using the media as his courtroom to be reporting to?
Oh no, I haven't.
You haven't heard anything?
No, I haven't heard anything.
I'm not sure he will respond.
He won't.
He doesn't have time. My dear, what do you have to say?
My dear.
Well, the Nigerians of all that.
Yeah, you were there at the press, so you heard a lot with regards to this issue raised by Justin Kodria.
Yeah, so I think, if I'm not mistaken, last week we had a conversation on this.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and I would say the Ayesha say they would inform us. They would make sure that we are all up to date with certain investigations they are doing as a committee, as an office, as an entity. I think when we went to the Ministry of Interior with the press conference they had in regards to the 2020 and 2024 electoral violence, according to them, they've done several investigations and presented it to President John Dramani Mahama. But one thing he said was, go to the people and inform them about your investigations, your findings, whatever has been going on. Inform them first of transparency. So now the office of the special prosecutor has come out to let us know. So OSP or Attorney General, the Attorney General, sorry, the Attorney General, the office of the Attorney General has come out to let us know that this is what is going on. Maybe this is what the NSS woman has done. This is what someone is doing. This is what someone is doing. But I feel like, according to the law, you shouldn't conclude even before the case has been taken to court. Oh yes, sir. It's like you are getting public opinion. Yankasa ye debate assembly deda. We've lawyers ni judges and assembly ya came. And the Attorney General himself, sometimes in some of his utterances, he has already concluded on the issue that, and this is what the person did. And with what Debbie said, excuse me, with what Debbie said, what the courts, not judge, Nekacho say, what you are accusing this person of, he or she in whose song, how would you feel as the Attorney General? First off, you would seem as incompetent, excuse me for my language, or yebehuni say nejuma no ye no nimye. Akoye say teacher, wo che onkola no 1 + 1 is 2. One che omo say 1 + 1 is 2. Woko ka de foforo. If they get to know that 1 + 1 is 2, you the teacher, you are not doing your job well.
They're not 11.
1 + 1, no be can say 11. But it's not so. So with the Attorney General, we know we've been preaching about transparency, updating the public, but updating the public doesn't mean that you should conclude on the issue. We don't need public courts.
But sorry not to cut you. With all these issues coming up, I also learned that before the Attorney General comes to update the public, the issue has already been in court. Like he has actually sent the issue in court to court before coming to update us.
Have they given a final verdict? A final verdict hasn't been given that this person is at fault. So just bring your facts. Just bring it. Oh, allegedly, this person, or their own person, allegedly, this person is being investigated for this, that.
So this whole issue has to do with the statement of him being judgmental. As in, like, they've already judged the person already.
And it's not supposed to be so. I think last week the conversation we had, in his statement, he said that Okabibi something lootless criminal. Criminal something, he said it. And to me, I would say personally it's wrong. As someone who upholds the law, someone who has practiced the law, you should know better than this. You should know that you just state the fact, then you move on. You don't come off as judgmental. As I would song investigation.
Obama. Yes. So that was it. So it would be better for the AG to just come out, give us an account of the cases without being judgmental or accusing anyone that so and so is what you have done. I think it would be fair if all these judgments are made in court, but not the AG in person. Right. Thank you for the beautiful submission. Moving on to our next news item. Government to lay emerging technologies bill before Parliament in 2026. The government of Ghana is taking a major step towards regulating artificial intelligence, blockchain and other digital innovations with the development of new emerging technologies bill. The Minister for Communication, Digital Technology and Innovations, Samonate George, revealed that the bill is currently under stakeholder review and is expected to be laid before Parliament in 2026 after Cabinet approval. Speaking at the African Education Trust Fund Artificial Intelligence Conference 2025 in Accra, Mr. George said the proposed law will serve as a comprehensive legal and regulatory framework to ensure that emerging technologies are developed and used responsibly in Ghana. He emphasized that the initiative is part of government's broader goal to promote technological sovereignty and drive innovation across the continent. He stated, "This bill will provide the legal and regulatory foundation for responsible innovation, including blockchain technologies. We view this effort not only as a step towards digital transformation, but also as part of a broader preparation agenda to restore Africa's technological sovereignty." Mr. George also announced that Ghana has developed a national artificial intelligence strategy designed to guide the ethical and inclusive use of AI tools in areas such as education, health, agriculture, and governance. The strategy, he noted, will focus on building digital infrastructure, supporting AI startups, promoting public-private partnerships, and enhancing digital literacy and workforce readiness to prepare Ghanaians for the fast-evolving tech world. Experts say the bill, once passed, will position Ghana as one of the first African nations to establish a clear legal pathway for AI and blockchain innovation, ensuring the technologies are used for development rather than exploitation. Some George is Georgian. Right. So there's going to be a regulatory something for the use of AI. And now it's going to look like it's going to be accepted to be used in schools, in our health sectors, and other institutions as well. Yeah, I don't know if your teachers bash you if you use AI to do your homework sometimes. So a time will come, once this bill is passed, a time will come, those teachers don't have the right to bash you. What do you make of the bill?
Yes, the bill in a way is good, and I feel like in a way it's going to make students lazy.
Right.
AI as it is, if I should sit here and say that AI is not helping, I'm lying. Because sometimes you think of writing something and it feels like the words have vanished. You sit down, you think, and then the words are not coming. But with AI, you can actually give say even a subheading, and then it will give you stories. Sometimes I intentionally pick topics from some website, then I sent it to AI, and AI you give me the same story that website has written. So you could see that AI has made work so easier
and
faster. So for you taking like say 30 minutes or 1 hour 30 minutes to write something, within a seconds you are done. When you look at the negative aspect of AI is going to make students lazy. You know, those time in school, essay, sometimes what me trouble for be crying. When you are reading the brofu, you ask yourself, hey, like you are proud of yourself. You've written this, it's so nice. But you see, say somebody AI ban that be students in baby no more pair this young. And then you bring in AI is just like helping them. Oh, they have this thing. Oh my Lord Jesus, amen.
but you also know that some teachers also use AI to prepare.
Oh yes, they do.
I've seen cases,
They
I've actually experienced it where we are given slides in class. You go to AI to help you like expand it or even explain
and it's the same thing.
And it's the same thing that
Yes.
I'm like. So you just give me the topic. I'll go to AI to help me do the rest.
You see where the world is going to. Recently, I was talking to my brother, and he was telling me that a time will come where people are going to lose their jobs, and it's true. Now you can also edit your picture.
Gemini is using.
Madam Gemini.
You tell Gemini to come and shoot your wedding.
Madam Gemini. You can use Gemini AI to edit your photos, and it looks so natural.
It looks so natural.
It's as if you went to a Photoshop where they actually shoot you with everything on set.
So please, we advise that now if you post your birthday Photoshop, post the BTS of you taking the pictures.
We don't want
We don't want that one. Yes, we don't want it. We don't want it. So in a way, the world is evolving, and we are supposed to catch up. But in as much as we are supposed to catch up, let's not forget that even those people that are bringing the AI, they sat down, they think about it, critical thinking, and then they brought that out. So I feel like this bill should be limited. It shouldn't be for students. While it's good, you can use it to do your research in the house. But I feel like I don't know how it feels when you do some certain things on your own. You feel happy. Imagine you're being given work at school, blah blah blah, and then finally you did it. Like when you're being called out, there is this kind of pride and inner joy within you.
Right.
But when you do it or someone does it for you, or you copy this somewhere, you are being recommended, but within you, you are not even feeling that kind of excitement because you know that you didn't do it. If today they should call you to back what you've written, but when you do it yourself and you are improving like as the day goes by. So I feel like the AI, if it is teachers, then it should be limited to them. For students, you can use it in the house for making your research and stuff. But it shouldn't be normalized in a case where you use this in school. Because let me tell you, now students don't even learn. Or in the phone call exam hall, immediately you type the question, the answers keeps coming. So as it stands now, there is no way we can block it because we are living in a technological world.
Right. Miss Eugenia,
Yeah.
do you think it's actually necessary that we get law governing the AI world? The technology?
Yeah. There should be
laws, you think?
rules and regulations governing it. AI is a good thing. It has its positive and negative side. And when we come to the positive side, it aids students and workers, making work very easier for them. And when we look at the negative side, first off, job displacement. I can't remember earlier this year, one of the Western countries, they sacked almost 300 workers that are doctors, health nurses. They sacked them. I was like, hey, see AI, but because almost say AI now, and we have robots, AI robots who work very well, and
they even give birth.
I don't know if you were here, but a time came where they brought a robot. Say, unyem pena yede yeyi. Nam da share robots ni mu. Now robots na carry ni sen Ghana. Okay. So looking at the negative side, we have the job displacement, and one most important thing is misinformation. Misinformation.
Right.
Now, AI has become so real. So you wouldn't even know the difference. When a video is being posted, if you don't pay critical attention, and if you know be a winning media, who say AI. See, there are a lot of videos circulating. One video I saw, the pastor was praying on nipa ne kotodwe and a crayfish mobile. And I know it's AI. But one person posted and be like, African mothers will see this and say it's real.
Exactly. African mothers.
They will say it's real.
Oh, yes.
And I said, no, they are African mothers. They believe everything in this world.
Everything. Sometimes they even send you the video. Oh, be careful. I'm like, Mommy, it is AI.
Thank you. Be careful.
Be careful.
And I'm myself for no minute So misinformation, most importantly, they need to tackle that. So when they introduce, and I'm happy that Ghana omuni being kakran, because we shouldn't be a passive consumer of AI. We should also be a regulator and innovator. The people who invented or who brought up, you can say AI, they are humans like us. They are no more intelligent more than us. We are also human. So I'm happy that they are bringing up this initiative. But you bringing it, you need to make sure that there's a law protecting it, and also protecting the consumers and citizens.
Right. So I think that was a good one there from Samuel Nati George. He's really working.
Oh yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's trying his best. So please, let's appreciate it. All right, moving on to our last news item. Lack of interagency support hindered efforts to block Oforiata's exit, OSP. The Office of the Special Prosecutor says it faced major challenges in trying to prevent former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta from leaving Ghana after the 2024 general elections. According to the Special Prosecutor Kisi Ejabin, his office did not receive the needed cooperation from key state security agencies at the time, a situation he described as a major setback to the country's fight against corruption and accountability. Speaking on the KSM show, Mr. Ejabin explained that while the OSP made active effort to place travel restrictions on Mr. Ofori-Atta, the lack of support from the National Security, National Intelligence Bureau and National Signals Bureau made it impossible to stop him. He revealed that we were not getting cooperation from other security agencies. National Security, number 1, National Signals Bureau, number 2, National Intelligence Bureau, 0. The security setup was against the OSP. We could not perform our job. The Special Prosecutor further stressed that at the time Mr. Ofori-Atta's departure, President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo was still in office, and this political contest complicated effort to act independently. Let's face fact. Before John Dramani Mahama was sworn in on January 7th, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo was still president. That was his cousin. We don't control the airport or the country's exit point, he stated. Mr. Ejabin described the situation as a sobering reminder that legal authority alone is not enough, emphasizing the need for stronger collaboration between state institutions to uphold accountability. The revelation has reignited public debate about institutional independence, political interference, and whether Ghana's anti-corruption agencies are truly empowered to act without fear or favor. Now, what I find a bit worrying has to do with he saying that he stressed that at the time of Mr. Ofori-Atta's departure, President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo was still in office, and the political contest complicated effort to act independently. And then he made mention that that was his cousin as at that time. Let's face facts. Before President John Dramani Mahama was sworn in on January 7th, Nana Addo was still president. That was his cousin. We don't control the airport or the country's exit points. I don't know. Maybe let me fix my glass as well. So because that's the president's cousin, so you can't take him on? Is that what he's trying to say?
That is what he's trying to say. And for the first time in my life...
And you actually said that on TV?
Wait, for the first time in my life, I support what the OSP say.
No, like, I don't know, but I find it to...
He only has authority when it comes to office of the prosecutor, but outside that office he doesn't have the power. So it's up to the other relevant security agencies to chip in and help him.
Okay, Miss Debbie.
So as I was saying, for the first time in my life, what the OSP is saying is true. The OSP cannot do it alone. That is why we have security, we have the interior minister that looks at the affairs of the security. When you go to Kotoka International Airport, we have security guarding all those borders. And sometimes you get there and then they'll tell you that a call from above. So this is the right thing and you're supposed to do it, but your hands are tied. So with what the OSP is saying, President Mahama won the election, but he wasn't sworn in yet. And so even though he was sworn in as president,
he couldn't take action.
The ball was still in the court of the then former president Akufo-Addo. And he's clearly stated it that don't forget that Ofori-Atta is the cousin of Akufo-Addo. Recently, I was listening to a video of Captain Smart where he said that when President Mahama was in opposition, when he gets to the airport, sometimes he was being prevented to access the airport because they will tell him that order from above.
President Mahama.
I'm telling you, when President Mahama was in opposition then, sometimes he wasn't given the go-ahead to access the airport. Even if he will access the airport, he doesn't have that, shall I say, the chance to use places where dignitaries are supposed to be using. Because order from above has given us this that you shouldn't do that, so you're not supposed to do it. So the OSP, as we sit back and see him to be someone that is not working. Now, may we say, the petition is now resetting him. The petition for his removal. Oh yes, the petition for his removal is now resetting him. So he needs to speak up. If not, we feel like you're not doing your work. But he is trying his possible best. But his hands are tied. And if you read down into details, he will tell you that the Kotoka International Airport, all those security people there were given notice. And they were supposed to work hand in hand with those people. So
because if you have been in power and then you know you are leaving power, and then obviously you'll be called to come and give accounts for whatever you do and hand over before you leave properly, why then would you be allowed to leave the country?
He will be allowed to leave because, as I said, order from above. And that orders from above have a very high say, more than the OSP. The OSP, his hands are tied though. I'm telling you, and that is why he's not able to function as he's functioning.
He's overwhelmed.
I don't know what can. He cannot do it alone. So the OSP work with the security. So imagine everybody is on the same pace as the OSP. Not for Atta. Someone there will call you and tell you that the man is leaving the country. This is what you are supposed to do. But because order from above is telling you that I am giving you the order, not OSP, obey my command, and so you have nothing to do. And so they will allow you out. So the OSP will tell you that they didn't allow for access out, but it is the system that didn't allow them to perform their duty. And he is right. The office of the OSP is being interfered, but by an upper hand, spiritual forces that cannot be seen, but they are human beings. So that is what I'm saying, that for the first time in my life, what OSP is saying, this one is true.
So there's been some sort of like influence.
Oh yes.
Miss Gina.
Asemo, I don't even know where to start from, because they should tell us, say, if political parties come into power and a certain institution is supposed to take up a case, if that party is in power, they have upper hand in whatever that goes on. We always talk about every institution needs to be independent. They need to be self-independent, blah, 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 blah. This shows us it doesn't work. Because tell me why the office of the special prosecutor needs all the powers at hand to come together and make sure that they solve a certain situation. And he's not getting that contribution from especially the security agencies. Ofini officer, sorry to say, he's useless. He's only useful in his office. But to a free officer, there's nothing he can do. On to me call airport, Uncle country almost say Oforiata is a fugitive, and I say Oforiata is a criminal. He's being investigated for this or that, so he's flight risk. He only become flight risk if they collaborate with the state agencies or the security agencies and also talk to the airport officials. That is where they will release a statement worldwide across to every airport in Ghana. Say he's flight risk. Nanado, name paying for. We've seen a lot. We've heard a lot. OSP. Onankasa na eka onyame na meka o. Onankasa na eka. He has left. There's nothing we can do till he comes back.
Right. So at this point,
looks like deputy. You see, the only one who is there.
That is the only thing that.
And we've not heard anything from the deputy.
Like even the president needs to be questioned, but according to the law, immediately a president leaves office, I think that's supposed to stay like 10 or 5 years before you can be interrogated settings like of this matter.
Sorry to say,
yeah, that is what the law states.
Yes,
but with the OSP, if Oforiata was to be in Ghana, it would be very easy. But now that he's in other countries, don't forget that their way of doing things is different from here. So it's going to take time.
It's going to take time. But surely he'll be back. Don't worry. Let's just be patient that surely he'll be back. But if it happens that the NPP comes to power again, he comes back there. And I say no. For me, I don't have hope.
Oh,
he'll go scot-free.
NPP back. Now, Waba Ghana. They didn't be fan to our council.
Hey, about you, we beg cyber.
Yes, what you're saying is true.
Hey, please, cyber.
No, wait, it's about time we stop. I'm not trying to blaspheme any way, but you see, I feel like we don't respect God. We hold the Bible and we still lie.
Exactly.
True.
Yes.
So even in Parliament, they'll ask you to swear by the Bible. But you don't know it's a curse. And the fact that God will not strike you at the moment doesn't mean that you are free. So why don't we use snap and egg?
Oh, you know, in one country like that, they have a spiritual court.
Yes,
where
they
do.
Take
spiritual issues.
Yes. So when we use so long as you're afraid of snap and egg, and the age one time.
Yate.
Yes. Yeah, better which you 3 times.
If we don't do that, we will be marking time.
We'll be marking time. Right. So Miss Debbie is suggesting that if the Bible, people are lying by the Bible, why don't you use snap and egg? What do you also think? Right. Thank you so much for joining us in the news headline review. Up next, we have Today in History with Miss Regina Bless.
Today in history, UN General Assembly condemns apartheid in South Africa. On this day, 1962, the United Nations General Assembly adopted the resolution condemning the system of racial segregation and discrimination and the South African apartheid regime. The resolution called on UN member states to cease economic and military relations with South Africa and marked a significant moment of international pressure against apartheid. 1975. Green March into Western Sahara. About 350,000 unarmed Moroccan civilians marched into the Spanish-controlled territory of Western Sahara in a mass demonstration organized by the Moroccan government. The Green March was a strategic move prompting Spain to agree to withdraw from the territory, which subsequently became a source of disputes between Morocco and the Sahrawi people. Diplomatic recognition in Somalia, 1995. The government of Somalia, under the faction led by Mohamed Farah Aidid, received diplomatic recognition from the government of Libya. This move occurred during Somalia's period of states collapse and competing factions, and the recognition highlighted the complex dynamics of external support and legitimacy in African conflict states. To some few observances, International Day for Preventing the Exploitation of the Environment in War and Armed Conflict. This day, adopted by the United Nations General Assembly on 5th November 2001 via Resolution ARES 564, is observed each year on this day, 6th November. It highlights how warfare and armed conflict can devastate ecosystems, natural resources, and the environment, example forest, rivers, farmland, and calls for integrating environmental protection into peace building and conflict prevention efforts. International Day Against Violence and Bullying at School, including cyber bullying. According to UNESCO, this observance falls on this day, the first Thursday of November, to raise awareness of social-related violence in all its forms, including cyberbullying, and to promote safe learning environments. It emphasizes protecting the rights, health, and well-being of children and adolescents in educational contexts. Lastly, World Paper Free Day. A campaign encouraging individuals, organizations, and businesses to reduce or eliminate unnecessary paper usage, shift toward digital workflows, and thereby reduce environmental impacts. The aim is both sustainability, fewer trees cut, less waste, and efficiency, less clutter, cost savings through mindful paper use. And that's all for today on Today in History. Some observances live on GhanaTalks Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much, Miss Regina Bless, for Today in History and some observances of the day. And as she has mentioned, make sure you observe the day. Right. Up next, we have Debbie's Grill.
Welcome to Debbie's Grill, where we talk about issues that matter to the state, void of politics, fear or favor. Before I read whatever I'll be talking about today, I want to state this. We are not going to stop talking about corruption. And we are also not going to stop pointing fingers at people who embezzle state funds, thinking that they can go scot-free without facing the law. Even if our leaders are not willing to do it, we will push them to the wall and we will make sure they do the right thing. The Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice has ruled that former Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Dr. Mishadai Owusu Amoa, be disqualified from holding any public office for 5 years and be referred to the Attorney General for prosecution after investigations revealed corruption, fraud and procurement breaches resulting in a financial loss of 8,971,933.43 to the state. The decision follows a complaint lodged by the Movement for Truth and Accountability, a civil society organization, in August 2022. The group accused the former Ghana Revenue Authority boss of engaging in fraudulent procurement practices in the award of contract for the supply of vehicles and logistics to the authority. According to Shraj findings, the Ghana Revenue Authority under Dr. Owusu awarded contracts worth millions of cedis to 3 companies on October 1st, 2021. Through single source procurement, the Commission determined the GRA misled the Public Procurement Authority into approving the use of a single source method under dubious circumstances, contrary to the Public Procurement Act 2003 as amended. Investigations also revealed that the Sajio Motors had no verifiable business locations and had fraudulently entered into separate contracts for the supply of the same vehicles. Moreover, all these 3 companies were found to be non-tax compliant at the time of the transaction. The contract, Shraj said, were tainted with fraud and corruption, and the inflated prices of the vehicles led to a direct financial loss to the state, estimated to be 8,971,933.43 as of October 27th. Shraj held that as head of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Dr. Owusu Amwa bore ultimate responsibility for the irregularities that occurred under his supervision. The respondent, being the entity head, cannot escape liability as he supervised its execution. The Commission therefore directed Dr. Owusu be barred from holding any public office for 5 years and referred him along with the directors of 3 companies to the Attorney General for possible prosecution and recovering of the lost funds. You see, it's very sad when you wake up and then the first thing you see has to do with unconscious humans taking something that does not belong to them. This is ex-Ghana Revenue Authority boss. And this man, in the name of Ghana, went into contract with 3 companies to procure vehicles. Now, by investigations, those companies, some does not exist. The money that has been projected into the purchasing of those vehicles is nowhere to be found. The vehicles, as we are talking about, is also missing. This was the same person that was shielded by the Public Accounts Committee chairwoman. Where someone will not understand. But it tells us of how selfish and greedy we are as a country. We don't have the conscience of sitting down and thinking that no, what I'm doing is wrong. How will you feel if somebody does same thing to you? And Ghana Revenue, as it is, it's not an entity that does not play key roles in the affairs of the state, because they collect tax. In fact, all the revenues, it's not as if they are taking it on their own, but they are taking it for the state. And then one person has caused a financial loss like 8,900,000 and something with coins. And you want us to sit in our home and be clapping for you because you've done well. Why? Why are we like that? See, if you think that we are going to sit down and keep quiet and not keep hinting on a public official, government official stealing from the state, then you are lying to yourself, because you're not going to keep quiet. So long as we keep hearing of hints we will talk about it. And we will keep talking till we do the needful as a country. Since 2021, this thing has been ongoing, and no one had an idea. Not a single person. And I realized that it's gone to a time they wanted to drop the case, but Shraj said no. Almost since 2021, 2025. We are not getting to the bottom of this issue in 2025 since 2021. This thing has been ongoing. And our leaders are trying to tell us that they have no idea. And those responsible for monitoring and ensuring that the affairs of this government institution are doing the right thing are also trying to tell us that they had no hint. Why? Why are we being so satanic in human form? Why? See, it is painful, oh. This money we are talking about is not small money, oh. This money can be used in doing, big things for the country. And this has been pushed into the account of a sole person. And when he appeared before the Public Accounts Committee to be questioned, he was being shielded. Now he has been barred from holding office for 5 good years. And he has also been referred to the Attorney General for further prosecution. And let me tell you, we are not going to sleep. We will follow this issue till, the necessary things are being done. We are going to follow this particular issue. And I'm happy that Shraj has taken on this issue from 2021 till now. And now they've gotten all the vivid evidence that shows that true, this man has been doing this. And I'm sure it is not only with GRA. Of course, baby. So every day it has to be with a government institution. Every day. I've never heard a private institution coming out to tell us that this person has embezzled statement. Why? Because they are always on their guard. But when it has to do with government, say obviously can say bit me because the law is not working, and we are supposed to make it work, and we will make it work. Thank you for making time with me on Debbie's Scale.
That was Debbie's Scale. This is actually where we draw the curtains for the first segment of the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. We'll be coming up with the news shortly, and then right after the news, we'll be coming up with the main discussion. Please stick and stay with us.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bless.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Ghana Talks Radio, #1. We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news. Right here on GTR.
Good morning and welcome to the morning news update on Ghana Talks Radio. Coming up, Health Minister hands over medical equipment to enhance healthcare delivery in the country. Youth Development Minister highlights vulnerabilities of Okada riders to HIV/AIDS. Akonta Mining Manager breaks silence on testifying against Chairman Wuntimi. These and many more coming up shortly in business, sports and showbiz. As part of retooling health facilities, the Minister of Health, Kwabena Mintah Kando, has retreated the government's commitment to ensuring fair and needs-based distribution of medical equipment under the health facilities retooling program. The minister made the statement during the handing over of 3 anesthesia machines to the University of Ghana Medical Center and aid to the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. This equipment forms part of a larger consignment of 15 machines being distributed nationwide to enhance healthcare delivery. Speaking at the event, Minister Kando emphasized that the distribution of medical equipment will be guided by the specific needs of each facility, ensuring that resources are utilized effectively to benefit patients.
Yeah, so every health facility and the kind of equipment they need. So you cannot go and put an anesthesia machine at the check compound. It is useless. And so government has taken the decision to retool our health facilities, number 1. This is just the beginning. We have 50 anesthesia machines. Kolebu, because of the enormity of work they do, we are giving them 8 out of the 50. This is the first tranche. And we'll make sure that what we have for now will be evenly distributed per the needs of the facilities we have in this country. And we've also requested that they take very good care of it. Government is not going to do the retooling alone. We are going to include the private sector. PPP is part of the retooling. Now we are working on dialysis machines. From there, we'll go to the next point. So the private sector will be our partners to make sure that every health facility in this country has a required number of machines or personnel to be able to execute their work very, very, very well. And I made mention of the posting of our medical doctors. It is true that about half of the medical doctors we have in this country are
The Minister for Youth Development and Empowerment, Honorable George Opari Ado, has highlighted the urgent need for discussions on the risk associated with the Okada industry, which he believes poses significant threat to young people. According to recent statistics, a staggering 77% of 1,937 road fatalities recorded involved youth, underscoring the gravity of the situation. Speaking at a forum, Minister Ado emphasized the need of addressing the risks and consequences of the Okada industry. He called for the collaboration of stakeholders to mitigate the risk. In addition to the Okada industry concern, he also drew attention to the declining rate of HIV/AIDS testing among young people. Citing recent statistics, he urged health professionals to promote HIV/AIDS testing and awareness campaign.
Between January and August 2025, there were 1,937 road accidents, 10,957 injuries, 77% of fatalities involve pedestrians, motorcyclists, and cyclists, with males making up 82%. Looks like the men are dying more than the women. The highest risk age group was 20 to 29 years old. The University of Ghana research indicates young males are most affected, as they comprise a large share of those on the roads. In June 2024, 12% of fatalities were under 18 years, whilst 88% were adults, suggesting youth remain especially vulnerable. And like I was saying, because young people, a lot of our young people are white, and they realize that the data suggests it. And so this Okada business is something that we must all begin to have a second conversation about. But if you are getting 1,937 road death, and out of that, 77% are young people. It leaves us with the question of what is happening to our labor force. We are losing all these people at this age. The discussion of youth health and well-being would be incomplete without addressing matters pertaining to HIV, AIDS, and sexual health. Notably, in 2023, 27.4% of the 17,774 new reported infections occurred among the youth population. Furthermore, the incidence rate of sexually transmitted infections increased by 32% in 2024. Of particular concern is the observed decline in testing rates amongst young people, which is a trend that requires immediate attention. Another US base is known. It looks like we have to, the health authorities will have to help us to know in Africa. Emerging national discourse highlights the growing issues of overweight and obesity among Ghanaians, linked to evolving lifestyle patterns and nutritional habits. Recent evidence indicates that overall prevalence rate of 60.1% for overweight and 9.4% for obesity in this demographic. Among females, 15.9% are overweight and 22.9% are classified as obese. Among males, the figures are 10.1% and 17% respectively. Higher risk is associated with older, educated, wealthier, and urban residing youth. In the 10th
General Manager of Akunta Mining, Edward Kwekru, has spoken out about his decision to testify against Bernard Antwi-Bosiakon, known as Chairman Wontumi, in an ongoing illegal mining case. He stressed on telling the truth to gain his freedom. In an interview, Mr. Edward explained his decision to cooperate with the prosecution was driven by self-preservation and a desire to save himself from potential imprisonment. This was after Chairman Wontumi alongside Akunta Mining faces charges related to alleged undertaking mining operation without a license and falling trees in forest reserves without authorization. The case alleges that the company destroyed over 13 hectares of forest land and polluted Tano River. However, Kweku's testimony is expected to provide crucial evidence in the case against Chairman Wontumi.
Sabi da ya court IP amanfo mu se handcuff ebo mene Chairman Wontumi nsa. Party mpanimfo bebiri kura musa ahwehwe me. Me hu se me di agora me. Na party popular ko ye you know me no abegina court free Chairman Wontumi social media. Kwa me wuti free ya koda. Bi amunimu. Kwa me no ni asem no. Eno nti na me kasa asem ba ni enimu wa no wa hwe wa na mo yi. Because enimu sabi asam na ba mi hu so obi anim me nti eni sa me de me ho toto sabi miwura nti to cut a long story short no ye boy ye kwa adu ya afi ya me nya be o ma na me nem penfo kasa na penfo se e kuro kwa asam na aba no the best bet for you is say we be accepted to be a prosecution witness because something na we should gina wa ga na kwa dem ko ya kuro hu am tell you ba me but Chairman Wontumi de ye me hu ni say nya me mfa sa amma o the one who you them to have your presidential pardon that you get to power. But I have you be a crank. Obia so ya free Chairman Wontumi, Obia Chairman Wontumi and Obia again no home. Mr. Kwame, be your binny bow. Kwame me wa yiri me wa ma me wa busia. E ba say ni me busia de bia me ba me friend ba friend me so my luck ma me papa nyina tia so o ma nyina ba mo tia. Enti de tia na say me je home you so okay. Tell me what the option say. Aban say, what you can do when him Aban can say me coach and control Chairman Wontumi so let people take note. Na me kakwan will video say me can control person Chairman Wontumi so da. Ne mom no kura me nim de meka. Me nya me fa. Me ma hoto. There be the say me ne Attorney General Shire. One more Attorney General can be a mistake. Pese my emergency me be cancer to tell my wound to so just to make me look clean. Not on one no. The moment of a so catch them mistake. Almost who are dancing about me to make us in the man count to Tumpo. Semicha go to Mpam, who make me. And I wouldn't talk me. Witness, no, court in real witness. Now, who could count through Barbara dancing was as smoke, no, why it's me or who's our witness.
Yes.
But who's our witness? What's our witness? You are what's the accused person. Because just said, oh, why I want to be there and do the jar at the room. And the Attorney General can't I said, Makuma told me, there was no, let me cancel and take my wound to no, that's not what we want. But you have no question. And I'm saying, Matty, thank you.
With eagerness to hold illegal miners accountable, Dr. Dixon Adumakukisi, former Member of Parliament for Soutum, expressed concern over the bail condition granted to a Sutifi North Member of Parliament, Ebenezer Kweku Ado. Ado was granted 150 bail with one surety to be justified after appearing before the court on November 4th in connection with an attack on 9 most officials. Dr. Kisi described the bail conditions as lenient compared to those given to offenders from the New Patriotic Party in similar situations. The Member of Parliament is facing provisional charges of assault on a public officer, unlawful damage and rioting with weapons. According to the prosecution, the case has assumed national significance and is being handled by the Criminal Investigations Department headquarters.
Hearing 150,000 yesterday was a shocker. Though that looks like an appropriate amount, but based on the trend, I mean, all the people who have been questioned under this administration for allegations, their bail hasn't been easy. Some have had to dissipate everything to meet their conditions. So first of all, I think for me that is troubling, and I'm hoping to hear from the courts because this is very unfair by way of standards. I'm not even going into the matter of what has happened, but I am deeply scandalized by the fact that for equally grievous sins, let me put it that way, because I'll come into it, the bill terms, and in fact, what strikes me as shocking also is the fact that within 8 hours, the bill and the agreement and everything was done, to the extent that this person was not, as it is, kept in house anywhere overnight. So it's magical. It's a good time to be an NDC member, and the state has made it clear to all of us that, you know, for different people, it will be different strokes.
Very well.
General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party, Justin Frimpong Kodia, has accused the government of weaponizing state security and the judiciary against political opponents. Speaking to the media, he expressed the NPP's concern over the government's alleged misuse of power, which calls to halt weaponization of state security falling on deaf ears. Despite the current challenges, he remains confident of the NPP gaining power in 2028, emphasizing the party's commitment to good governance and its determination to address Galamsey crisis.
The New Patriotic Party had to cause a complaint against government-sponsored harassment and persecution of our members. The party held demonstration and numerous press conferences on matter, reminding President John Mahama and his government that we are a nation of rule of law, and asked the NDC government to put a stop on their continuous weaponization of the state security and the judiciary against political opponents. Unfortunately, all our calls are falling on deaf ears, But as a party, we shall not back down on our resolve to fight this injustice. It is increasingly concerning that the state security agencies continue to flout with impunity the Constitution of Ghana, particularly Article 14, on the grounds of bail to pay.
The Public Accounts Committee of Parliament has referred the University of Education, Winneba, to the Attorney General and Minister for Justice for the prosecution and recovering of 28 million said to have been paid illegally to top management of the university between 2020 and 2021. The amount, according to the committee, was disbursed as unbudgeted allowances outside the approved university budget, with no corresponding documented activities to justify the payment. Appearing before the committee on Wednesday, November 5th, the Vice Chancellor of the University of Education, Professor Stephen, disclosed that the university set up an internal committee to investigate the matter and has since made several attempts to retrieve the funds from the former management, but without success. In business, Minister for Energy and Green Transition, Dr. John Abdullahi Jinapor, has revealed that Ghana's oil sector has witnessed a sharp decline in 2025. According to him, production fell by about 32% from 71.4 million barrels in 2019 to 48.2 million barrels in 2024. This downward trend signifies not only a reduction in government revenue from a sector that continues to anchor the GDP, public finances and foreign exchange earnings, but also a contraction in the value of opportunities and contracts available to indigenous Ghanaian companies. The minister made the remarks when he opened the 2025 Local Content Conference and Exhibition in Takoradi in the Western region. The conference is being held under the theme Revitalizing Ghana's Petroleum Exploration and Production Sector to Drive Innovation and Redefining Local Content for a Competitive Energy Economy. Dr. Jinapor attributed the decline to regulatory inefficiencies and policy inadequacies, including protracted licensing processes, avoidable legal disputes over field unitization. He cautioned that without decisive, predictable and strategic policy action, Ghana risks losing further ground in an increasingly competitive global petroleum landscape. The Energy Ministry, he said, has therefore taken bold steps to end the cycle of repeated extensions. He further announced that the ministry had established a legislative review committee to assess the current legal, regulatory, fiscal and institutional frameworks of the upstream petroleum sector. According to him, the review aims to attract new exploration investment, encourage reinvestment by existing operators, and enhance recovery from producing fields. He explained that the fiscal regime must be flexible. He added it is the president's vision for the ministry to work tirelessly in increasing the participation of Ghanaian firms. Dr. Jinapor stressed that petroleum resources must serve not just as a source of fiscal revenue, but as a catalyst for sustainable economic growth. Accordingly, he has directed the Petroleum Commission and other agencies to strategically promote the growth of local capabilities. The minister reiterated that Ghana was repositioning itself as a world-class investment destination to secure the sustainable development of its petroleum resources for current and future generation. Still on business, the Electricity Company of Ghana has secured a decisive legal victory in London after an international arbitration tribunal dismissed all claims brought against it by Power Distribution Services. The ruling, delivered after nearly 3 years of proceedings, ends a long-running dispute over the controversial termination of PDS concession agreement, a deal that was once touted as a major step towards reforming Ghana's power distribution sector. In 2019, PDS took over the management of ECG under a 20-year concession agreement, which was part of the Millennium Challenge Compact between the government of Ghana and the Millennium Challenge Corporation of the United States. The agreement was intended to bring private sector efficiency into ECG's operations and improve electricity distribution across the country. However, months into the arrangement, the government of Ghana through ECG suspended and later terminated the contract. The termination followed revelation that the payment guarantees provided by PDS through Alcott Insurance and Reinsurances Company of Qatar were fraudulent. These guarantees were a key requirement of the deal designed to secure PDS financial obligation under the concession. Despite assurances from PDS, it had fulfilled all preconditions for the transfer. Investigations revealed that Alcott had not authorized the guarantees in question. Subsequent court ruling in Qatar from the Qatari Court of Cassation confirmed that the documents were indeed forged. Following the termination, PDS initiated arbitration proceedings in London, claiming ECG's actions were wrongful. The company sought a declaration of wrongful termination, the red cost of about 39.4 million, and alleged lost profit of 351.5 billion. After years of legal submissions and hearing, the London-seated tribunal dismissed all of PDS claims in their entirety. The tribunal upheld ECG's position that the fraudulent guarantees went to the heart of the concession and justified its termination of agreement. The ruling is a major win for ECG and the government of Ghana, shielding the state from potential financial liability amounting to hundreds of millions of dollars. It also brings closure to one of the most contentious chapters in Ghana's recent energy sector history. To sports, President Mahama has ordered the Auditor General to conduct a forensic audit into Ghana's hosting of the 13th All-African Games in Accra. A statement from the presidency published on Tuesday, November 4th said the president directive follows the submission of the National Intelligence Bureau to underscore government commitment to accountability and the prudent use of public funds. The audit will cover all financial and operational aspects of the games, ranging from examining tender procedures, selection of contractors and suppliers, and compliance with the Public Procurement Act, as amended, reviewing funding resources, disbursement and sponsorship arrangements, assessing project timeliness, cost variation and value for money outcomes of works executed for the games. President Mahama has also instructed the audit assess the performance and coordination of all government agencies and committees responsible for planning and executing the games. The Auditor General has been tasked to submit the audit report to the President by the second week of December. The organization of the African Games, held from March 8th to 23rd, drew public criticism over its expenditure, with more than 195 million spent on infrastructure and an additional 46 million reportedly needed for operational cost. Ahead of Kumasi Asante Kotoko's crunch game against Accra Heart of Oak, Kotoko head coach Abdul Karim Zito has communicated about his relationship with Heart of Oak head coach Didi Dramani. Kotoko visits Heart of Oak at the Accra Sports Stadium, with the two teams taken out as the remaining side in the Ghana Premier League yet to lose a game. Speaking to Kotoko media ahead of the big game, Karim Zito talked about his time with Didi Dramani at Kotoko that yielded a league title win and youth league title win twice with Dramani as head coach of the main team. Kotoko ranked 8th after picking 3 wins and 2 draws in 5 games, while Heart of Oak ranked 4th with 4 wins and 4 draws in 8 games. In showbiz, a high-life musician of Ponsa has attributed his youthful appearance at age 50 to regular fasting. In an interview, the artist said he fasts for about 2 to 3 weeks every year to allow his body recover from toxic substances. He explained that fasting helps the body to rejuvenate and promote longevity. Oforian Ponsa also advised those who may find it difficult to fast for long periods to consider delaying their first meal of the day until midday. Ghanaian musician Lasmid has sparked excitement among fans with a new Instagram reel that hit as a fresh chapter in his music career. The short video posted this week shows a more reflective side of the Friday night hitmaker. With minimal visuals and cryptic caption, Lasmid appeared to be signaling an evolution in his sound and image. For fans who have followed his 2-year rise in Ghana's music scene, the teaser suggests more than a new release. It points to growth, maturity, and creative reinvention. The post has already stirred anticipation online, with many eager to hear what direction it takes next. Whether it turns out to be a love song, a street anthem, or a party track, the clip makes one thing clear: Lasmid is gearing up for something very significant. And that is how we end it on the morning news broadcast. Do want to log on to all streaming platforms for more news updates. I am Deborah Doll, so thank you so much for making time with me. Do have a good morning.
Ghana Talks Radio, #1.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries,
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bless.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with GhanaTalks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With GhanaTalks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. GhanaTalks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. GhanaTalks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
Every occasion demands the company of good music that fits the purpose. At GTR Sounds, we understand your need to create just the right atmosphere for your wedding or engagement, party, funeral, crusade, political campaign or rally, or just any other event, as well as executive and corporate functions. With our modern and high-quality spinning machines, mixers, microphones, and power amplifiers, binary speakers, and subs, we offer the highest of sound quality and music play at events and functions. At GTR Sounds, we have a team of seasoned and highly experienced sound engineers who understand just the right choice of music for your event. Locate our studios at Aponchi Hotel in Anya or call our numbers 054-8522-897 or 027-3363-973. You can also reach via our email sounds@GhanaTalksRadio.com. At GTR Sounds, we take care of your event. What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast. French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bless.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Every occasion demands the company of good music that fits the purpose. At GTR Sounds, we understand your need to create just the right atmosphere for your wedding or engagement, party, funeral, crusade, political campaign or rally, or just any other event, as well as executive and corporate functions. With our modern and high-quality spinning machines, mixers, microphones, and power amplifiers, binary speakers, and subs, we offer the highest of sound quality and music play at events and functions. At GTR Sounds, we have a team of seasoned and highly experienced sound engineers who understand just the right choice of music for your event. Locate our studios at Aponchi Hotel in Anya or call our numbers 054-8522-897 or 027-3363-973. You can also reach via our email sounds@GhanaTalksRadio.com. At GTR Sounds, we take care of your event.
So that was a commercial advertising GTR Sounds. We take care of your events. I mean, no matter the event, it being funeral, weddings, naming ceremonies, outdoorings, you just name it and we will be there with the best and quality of sounds with our professional DJs. They will give you the best of the music you can never dance your feet to. Good morning to you. In the studios of Ghana Talks Radio, we are back again on your airwaves to bring you the most delightful conversations you can ever have for your mornings. Today I'll be speaking to one of our lost but found guests. He went to Libya to conduct some oil affairs. They go for oil affairs. Yes, but yeah, we have him back in the studios. We have Marcel back. Later on, Saibu Hamdawe will also join us for the conversations. But before we get into all that, I want to invite you to join the conversation on all our social media platforms at Ghana Talks Radio. Our WhatsApp lines are 0202-544-614, 0202-544-614. Max.
Yeah, Mr. Mary.
Maybe I will call there.
Everything is fine.
Okay, worry, Anna. Oh, they say now I am fine. As a baby, is so good. So hey,
and the NC sample.
And our economy now, Joe.
Economy radio say one for plan and stress and over to 2 no my year. One bed and crowd to one bed at all. You'll be the crab heading.
Oh, sir.
Nyamina Yogusu born in pioneering in himself. Hopefully, Obeboy, Ugusu boy, Najidisa, Obekoso boy, and Danny.
Oh, Samu.
You can see the new to Aban you so dear. And shower China, the bit my trainer, and obey the answer say, the Yankata dream.
Oh, wow. I never knew it. So, I mean, economy, Debia, your cat is sword near there. I mean, I'm saying near my Kuyi or economy in Muntina. Your cat is sword near the but. What can I say? Yate.
Economy, they know will be a show economy now. I said the dollar will go down, the dollar will go down, the dollar to the city ratio will go down, and hopefully, I confirm. But you say still now we are still contracting road. Yeah, cut sword for everything. Amount and I know a day cut sword. Maybe you are constructing this particular road. They cost $1,000. We are still using the same amount to construct current roads. Let's ask ourselves, dollar and a call from. Ghanaians are not feeling it. Maybe feel it. Price of rice still remains the same. Everything keeps on
remaining.
Oh, that's
price of rice. rice.
So bag in here, if your bag has reduced, because still as we used to buy 1 cup, we still buy rice 1 cup, still remains 9 cedis, 10 cedis. And during last 2-3 years, it was still 3 cedis. It was still 8 cedis, 9 cedis, and still remains the same.
Okay, but I think that what we should rather be looking at when it comes to these economic metrics, shouldn't it rather be the inflation? The rate at which prices increase.
Okay.
And I think the inflation has been quite stable for the past 6 months. Let's put it that way. Or what do you think? Well, I might be wrong. But
it has even reduced, quite reduced. Wow. Yeah, that's fine. But you see, with this whole issue about the economy, the inflation, the layman Ghanaians doesn't think and knows how it's really affecting their lives. Okay. They are interested in maybe church at first it used to cost 7 cedis, still remains 6 cedis, or it's reducing or it's increasing. That's what the economy means to Ghanaians. I don't really know whether you get it.
I guess
yeah.
The everyday life.
Okay. And as time keeps on going, it still keeps on increasing. Yeah, we are not feeling how we are supposed to feel. How maybe the dollar has reduced, the prices of transportation, food, other stuff needs to reduce, but still remains the same. Okay. So Ghanaians are not really feeling how the dollar to CD ratio reduction has affected their life.
Okay, all right, that's fair. Okay, but I mean, moving on. This issue with Akontama and then Chemaun to me and then his general manager. Have you been following?
Oh yeah, I've been following for quite some time now.
And the AG pardoning the general manager because he, opted to be a witness in prosecution. Do you think it's
okay? It's fine. I think based on constitution, you are pulled innocent until found guilty.
Okay.
Yeah, and the AG has decided to pardon the general manager, and because he's trying to be a witness against his own boss, Chairman Wuntumi, which is very fine. I think I was listening to the grievance of the general manager. He was like, after both of them were arrested, Ghanaians were chanting free Chairman Wuntumi, and he also felt like he had been neglected. He's not been thinking about something like that. So he decided to go his own way to fight for his own freedom. But I don't really know, maybe if but two people have committed the same sin and we are trying to free the other because one wants to be a witness against the other one, I don't think it's even right. It means that then you have plotted something that you want to go against this particular person. That's Chairman Wuntumi.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's basically the plot. So let's ask ourselves: if Chairman Wuntumi decided to be a witness against the general manager, will Chairman Wuntumi be freed?
Well, you see, I think in this context we are looking at who actually pulls the strings, who owns the company. Who basically, as a manager, I would say that the company policies are already there. I'm only managing what you've already put in place. So the manager might say, me buy no say na me de me share so nti no na me be who am I to go and question?
We have something we call
Ashanti Regional.
We have something we call the abate to crime.
Okay.
Whether you are the one committing, I'm the one. I didn't report you. In some way or the other, I facilitated you.
Yeah.
Maybe I supported you, whether willingly or not willingly. You are still account to abating to crime. So you can't tell me that the pressure was somehow great. The pressure was very intense, so you couldn't control yourself. As a general manager, you are usually in charge of running the internal administration and affairs of the company. So you can't tell me that the pressure was too much. If the pressure was too much, there are still state institutions who can still help you fight for the interest of the country rather than trying to be there now. Okay. In some way or the other, I understand him. Yeah. Maybe he felt that he was being neglected by his own people, which is still fine, but he should always remember that you can't play around. Mouse can never play around with cats without. So definitely there is something fishy about that, and definitely we will get to know. We will get to know it.
Because all the things he said that even really, I felt bad for him a little bit. It was the fact that he was promised 20,000 salary and a Land Cruiser.
Oh, and then you see, I usually say Ghanaians know how to talk. Ghanaians really know how to talk. Ghanaians really know how to talk. You are trying to tell her that upon upon you being employed as a general manager, you were paying 4,000 Ghana cedis.
Well, that's what he said.
Let's ask ourselves, those even in the Galamsey site, how much are they being paid? Or sometimes, let's aside the politics and everything, let's sit down, analyze all these things. You are trying to tell me that you are being paid 4,000 Ghana cedis. I mean, those even in the Galamsey site, how much do they even receive a week, a day? That you, the general manager, you are telling me that you are receiving 4,000. We should think. Sit down and analyze all this stuff. We will get to know that he's trying to play with our minds. You can never be paid 4,000 Ghana cedis as the general manager of a mining company. It won't work. It won't work.
Like a contaminant.
It will never work that way. I think he just needs the media attention, and you also want to come to the news. As Chairman Untumi is always in the news, people are really fighting for him. I think you also need that same sympathy.
Okay, all right.
Right, rather than coming out to tell that you are receiving 4,000 Ghana cedis a month.
I mean, girlfriend allowance,
for 4,000 Ghana cedis a month. As a general manager for a contaminant, you would have even resigned by now.
Anyways, now moving on. But I mentioned Akwanta mining, the Galamsey fight so far. How do you see it? I mean, we haven't spoken about since you left for school and all that.
This Galamsey fight, I'm very interested about this whole issue because definitely I'm being trained as an environmentalist in K University, so definitely Galamsey is one of a topic I'm very interested in.
Okay.
I think the president is trying his maximum best, but let's ask ourselves, it's not yielding any positive results.
Oh, really?
Let's ask ourselves, do you know that the president has issued over 30 licenses since he was resumed in office?
Which licenses are that?
Mining related licenses.
Mining related licenses as what? There could be a license of a geological inspection license. It is mining related.
Okay.
So if we say mining related license, we need to get it right before.
I will get to the Mineral Commission that report very well, so that you will get to know what. I think they really branded it as mining related license so that it will cover a lot.
Really, because do you know that just on the 5th of September, if I'm not, yes, on the 5th of September, the Minerals Commission came out with a report that there hasn't been any mining license issued under this government. Any mining license. So they haven't given license to any new person to mine.
I'll read more on that. But I've get to know their report. Okay, they were trying to brand it. I get to know that after reading the report, they were trying to brand it as mining related license in order to cover some of their doings.
Who was branding it?
Really, the commission.
Which commission?
The mining commission.
Really?
Yeah. And also
that report, where did it come from? Did it come from the mining?
Yeah, it came from the mining.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I think last Tuesday, Wednesday, I think that was when the mining commission released that
report. Wow. Okay. But you can continue.
And I think that the president, most of the environmentalists were talking about state of emergency. The president keeps on telling the good people of Ghana that we have not yet reached there. That's stuff. And what are we doing? If we have not reached there, what are we doing?
Oh, they've commissioned 9 months.
We will get to there. The Blue Water guys, they brought a report stating that the Galamseys, those doing the Galamseys are bribing them. Some of them are getting pregnant for them. You could see that this way of fighting Galamsey is not working.
Okay.
This way of fighting Galamsey is not really working. And he promised us that those who are involved in the Galamsey, they are those who are going to be arrested. Not the Galamseys, those the campaigns
who
funding. They are the ones who are going to be. Up to now, we haven't even arrested. We keep on arresting the Galamsey. By tomorrow, they have their freedom back. The following day, they have their freedom back. The following day, we have their freedom back. So I don't really think, as the president promised us that he's going to fight Galamsey, if even within 1 week, as the state minister said, within 1 week, if the president is willing to fight against the Galamsey, he will. And over 6 months, we haven't seen anything. He keeps on launching the blue guys, the Nagnos. Quite recently, we all know what happened. We all know
what happened. Brief me.
I think you're always into the media. You usually follow news, but it's still fine. what happened?
Yeah.
At the Esutufi South, that's the Adon.
Yeah.
His boys task force interfering with.
I mean, the MP has come to debunk that report.
Oh, he's still at court. Yeah, he was granted 150,000 bail the last time he went to court for proceedings.
But do you think the NDC is doing well? I mean, prosecuting their own people implicated in these Galamsey issues.
It is an issue, eh?
Do you think they are doing well? I mean, under another regime, we saw that there was a report and the president came to say, no, Akwanta mining is not this and that. But with this one, we didn't hear something like that. We just said IGP should take action. IGP took action.
I think the government is really trying on that, but he's trying to play games with us. It's all about gimmicks. Let's
how is this gimmicks? How is this gimmicks?
It's all about gimmicks. You see, we told this issue about persecution. We, those who really offended the state, Chemauntum was granted 10 million bail. You could see there is this statement say, or anybody in the party. That's what is currently happening. In some way, they are trying to play innocent to Ghanaians, but they will send a person to court for persecution. The person will be granted bail, and a bail of 150,000. Chemauntum was also granted bail of 10 million Ghana cedis. Gift Awari 150 million Ghana cedis. You could see all this are really extreme. They are far from extreme, and they are trying to play games with us.
Looking at the allegations against Gift Awari, looking at the allegations against Chairman and looking at the allegations against SMB, do they all carry the same weight?
If they do not carry the same weight, bail conditions shouldn't be something that is very extreme.
Really?
It shouldn't be extreme.
Okay.
It shouldn't be the extreme of charging 150 million Ghana cedis. 150 million Ghana cedis. 10 million Ghana cedis. All the current, it's about almost 100 billion Ghana cedis. 100 billion Ghana cedis.
But I mean, we saw
and even any individual who is able to grant a bill of 100 million, 10 million Ghana cedis to an individual, that person needs to be even investigated.
But one thing about bail is that it's not like you come and pay that money.
It's not about money. You can properties, everything with assurance.
It's more of the assurance. If you are granted that amount of bail, that means if anything goes wrong, if this person runs away, if this
they'll see
that is
properties
how much you are going to pay and all that. But yeah, you mentioned Gift Awari.
Gift Awari. NSS.
Oh, I mean,
the it was. Oh, but it's tough. I always say you are innocent until proven was guilty. So we are just waiting that the law should work. The law should work.
But do you think he's innocent?
I can't say. I haven't studied law, and I'm not even a judge. I don't have any moral mandate to declare whether guilty or not. Guilty. Yeah. So we are waiting for the law court to. I think we are all interested in the Edubuan case. Later, you could see how the proceeding is going. It's working in its favor.
It's working in Edubuan's favor.
Everything is going on well.
Hey, and how is that? How is that? Because from where I sit, it doesn't seem that way.
You will find out. We will get to the final verdict. That's when we will get to know. But hopefully, you will understand with time.
Okay, all right. That's fine. Hey, Edubuan, he's going in his favor. Okay, Maso, let's get into today's topics for discussion. Was it in 2023, the All African Games? Is it 2023 or 2024?
2023.
Ghana hosted the All African Games, and in procession to that, a whole lot of expenditures were made. Facility expenditures, renovations, food and logistics, all these things.
Because Ghana was the one hosting.
Yeah. And so, some people took it upon themselves, looking at some of the costs bearing the country mentioned, or the sports ministry mentioned, that, oh, we use this amount of money for this, we use this for that. Reasonably, ordinarily, the layman also thinks, and taking into their thoughts, they realize no, they felt these monies are too outrageous for such an expenditure. Let's look really into it. And that brought about so many, conversations. Oh no, I think there was some dubious happenings here and there. It's been stretched off for long. Finally, the president has taken it into consideration and ordered the Auditor General to commence a forensic audit into the 2023 All African Games that Ghana hosted. What do you have to say about that?
Thank you so much, Mr. Omari. I think the Auditors Service is an independent institutional body.
Yeah.
You and I know that the Auditors Service is an independent institutional body.
Yeah.
And Ghana is a country which is being governed by laws. And we have the three arms of government, the executive, legislature, and the judiciary. But it's very unfortunate that the Auditors General do not fall under any of this government. The Auditors General Department usually report to Parliament, and it's an independent constitutional body. I'm really sad about how the president, in his own mandate, orders the Auditors Department to undertake a forensic.
It saddens you.
It shouldn't happen.
Really? Why?
You see, the president is the head of the executive, and he interferes and somehow implements the executive rules. He heads them. He heads the executives, and he has no moral right to orders an independent institutional body. First of all, it's not right.
Okay.
And the Auditors General also have their own policy, their own work. They also have the year. They will draw their annual plan. What they will be doing with this particular time, And do you know the most important thing? The Auditors Department also reports to the Public Accounting Committee in Parliament.
Okay.
In some way or the other, they work together.
Okay.
In some way or the other, they work together. And the president has no moral right to orders them to undertake
a forensic
audit.
Okay.
And if even you want them to take a forensic audit, we have some certain procedures you need to go through. You can't just be in your office, order them to do this and this. That's not how the system runs.
Really?
That's not how the system
What are
runs.
some of the procedures you think the president has ignored?
First of all, you need to submit a petition to the Public Accounting Committee.
Okay.
They will sit down, analyze and get to know that with this issue, it truly needs a forensic auditing. I don't know whether you get
Yeah,
me.
I'm getting
So
you.
after the Public Accounts Committee, which is under the Parliament, that's the legislature. Even the president does not interfere in the doings of the legislature. So you can just submit a petition to the Public Accounting Committee. They will sit down, analyze and get to know that, truly, if we organize a forensic audit with this particular thing, we are going to get the necessary result that we need. So even the president tried to skip all this process. And this is not the first time, and this is not the second time, this is not the third time. We keep on doing. We all know what happened at the judicial sector.
What happened?
About the Chief Justice and all this stuff.
But what happened with that? What did the president do wrong with that?
Some people think it was unconstitutional.
What
the
do you
hearing was not announced publicly. The hearing and sitting and the doing of the removal of the CJ wasn't announced public. So now the public don't know the truly offense of the CJ and its removal.
But they mentioned that these proceedings needs to be in camera. So that means the public doesn't need to know.
That's fine. That's the reason we are saying that this is not the first time.
Okay.
Such act has happened. And you are trying to let the Auditors General, they are interested in what? Accountability. And accountability is one of the things which builds trust. So if you wanted us to have trust in this government, you started with the CJ letter case, and now you have trying to enter into parliament doings. That's interfering with the Auditor General, which is not solely under the legislature, but in some way or the other, they work with the Public Accounting Committee. You are trying to interfere with their doing. And you see, the Auditor General also has their plan. They are not just an institutional body doing nothing.
Okay.
They have their plan. We all know that what's currently ongoing in the parliament, the Public Accounting Committee is trying to vet some ministers, the MCs, DCs, all these people are being hold accountable.
Okay.
And the Auditors General, they are in charge of all this finance, getting all the information for the Public Accounting Committee. And maybe within this particular week, they have this this thing they want to do. Maybe their interest this particular week they'll be going to, let's say, Ofurikum MC. The following week they'll be coming to Gawest. They also have outlined their duties they'll be doing with this particular year of time. So you trying to order them interferes with their work. Interferes. So I think if the president wants to do such a thing, is to pass through the right procedure.
Okay.
Rather than just brushing through everything, doing anything anyhow.
Okay. But regardless of the proceedings and all that, the procedures that you mentioned, let's look at the issue at hand itself. I mean, $4 million, right, for name tags, $16 million for food. How long was the period of the games? 2 weeks, right?
2 weeks.
Yeah. So
it was organized in 2 sections. Things June and September.
Okay. And so, I mean, looking at the figures being mentioned, does it raise any alarm to you that looking at the figures, does this forensic audit validate its mandate? Looking at the figures coming out from the expenditures we had or made during this All African Games.
Okay, sure. I can't tell whether it validates or not. It's after the forensic audit, and that's when we can say truly it validates or not. I don't know whether you get it. So after, that's when we can get to know. I think this issue is not new in the country. It started with the National Cathedral. They needed a forensic audit, and after the forensic audit, we had a figure being so huge. You also had a figure being so huge. But after the forensic audit, we get to know that everything was done in the right way.
Oh, how?
And later, the
National Cathedral,
there was a forensic audit, which
proved
everything was okay. And the Attorney General Department.
Wait, I'm coming. The National Cathedral, we were rather told by the committee of the board that 51 million was spent. The forensic audit rather revealed that it was 94 million. So how is that?
You see, when the Attorney General came to report about the buffer stock guy about that, he also said that they are trying to organize another forensic audit about the National Cathedral. So we are just hoping to hear the results from that. But the first one, if it proves that there's a lie, by now some people have been persecuted or been sent to the court to face their legal action.
Okay.
So we are just hoping that everything goes on well. But the president way of working should follow the constitutional demand.
Okay. Yeah. So you don't have a problem, but your only problem is it should follow.
It should follow the constitutional demand.
So far, do you think the president has been off guard
with which issue?
With his dealings, looking at some of the things he, as you mentioned, the even the sports thing, him giving an order for a forensic audit and all that. Do you think?
No, it's not right. It's never right. It's never right. It's never right. There is no way a president can influence the doing of the legislature. Maybe we have the opposition and the party in power. As members in parliament, he has the way of talking to them. Okay. But you can't interfere
in the
doing of the House of Parliament. It doesn't work that way. And the same way you can't interfere with the doings of the legislature. Okay. So I don't really see the moral right about him or ordering the Auditors General Department to do a forensic. It shouldn't happen that way.
Okay.
There are procedures. There are set layout procedures that you need to follow.
Okay.
Even if you want to organize a forensic auditing, you first have to submit a petition to the Public Accounting Committee and the Parliament. The Parliament will sit down, Speaker will approve before the forensic auditing will happen. And no one is against the forensic auditing. I'm not against. I think the layman Ghanaians is also not against the forensic auditing of the all 13 African Games. We are all not against. But we think that if it must be done, it must be done well. Properly. Yeah, it must be done and be done very well.
Okay.
Rather than going anyway. No, that's not how things should be.
Okay, all right. Okay, let's look at the next topic. A plus.
One A plus.
So A plus has petitioned the Speaker of Parliament to remove Abena Osei, who is currently the chairperson for the Public Accounts Committee, to be removed?
1 year plus. Let me get the report.
Okay.
Also, I don't really understand A Plateau. I don't really understand A plus. Maybe he thinks we are still creating content in Parliament, but he should always remember that he is currently a lawmaker, and he should know how to do his stuff.
Right, he used to be a content creator.
Okay, can be A plus. Okay, sure. Honorable Asare. He is also Asare. Okay, request. I'm just reading the petition you submitted to Parliament. Okay,
that's
sure.
fine.
I just want us to understand the real in-depth of the petition, and we will analyze and get to know that actually it carries no fact. It carries no fact. Okay. Request to support the removal of Honorable Abena Osari as the chairperson of the Public Accounting Committee. So he was just interested we should remove him as the chair for the Public Accounting Committee. Okay. Honorable Speaker, I respectfully write to draw your kind attention on the matter concerning the integrity and dignity of the Parliament House and confidence citizen response to the oversight responsibility. This were the second and third paragraph. That was very interesting. Okay. The Public Accounting Committee remains Parliament's most critical instrument ensuring transparency, accountability, and responsible use of public funds. It's therefore deeply concerning that Honorable Abena Osei, former Deputy Finance Minister, serves as. Let's get it well. Okay. It is therefore deeply concerning that Honorable Abena Osei Asari, former Deputy Minister for Finance, now serves as the chairperson for this important committee. So his first charge was he was a Deputy Finance Committee, serving as the Public Accounting Committee. Okay, that's fine. Her close association with the Minister of Finance upon the tenure of Honorable Ken Oforiatta, a period of reckless borrowing, facial indiscipline, and multiple controversy contracts undermines its credibility and leadership. I don't really know whether you follow everything. So he was interested in.
I should
read everything. Okay, sure.
We have time. So
okay. Strategic Mobilization Limited, that's the SMLD. The SMLD. I wish one day we could talk about that. The contract, ECJ Virgin Joe, Laws, reduction of agreement, and Ghana Auto Limited ambulance procurement deal. All which are currently under investigation by the Office of the Special Prosecutor. So because he was a deputy, you let me finish. Okay. Furthermore, a public defense of the Commissioner General of Ghana Revenue Authority, that's about when he refused to disclose his age, raises a serious doubt about her commitment to transparency and accountability. Right, Honorable Speaker, it's morally indefeasible for Honorable Abena Osei to preside over a committee that demands accountability and a newly appointed official on a matter that's reoccurred and direct watch. As Deputy Minister of Finance, such a situation not only compromise the impartiality of Public Account Committee, also dismiss public trust in Parliament oversight rule. It's inappropriate and indeed inconsistent with the ethical standard of the parliamentary oversight. For someone who is deeply tied with for someone so deeply tied to a very administration and financial irregularities under review to preside over dealings demanding accountability from others, such a posture erodes public confidence and brings image of Parliament into disrepute.
Okay.
In view of the foregoing, I respectfully urge your esteemed office to take immediate action to support the removal of Honorable Abena Osei as the chairperson for Public Accounts Committee to safeguard integrity, impartiality and moral authority, both the committee and members Parliament.
Okay. Now let's get into the analyzation of it.
Okay, sure.
So where do you find baseless or unreasonable?
I think his major issue was about he having a very close tie to the finance minister, Honorable Ken Oforiatta, who is currently under investigation. Yeah. But I usually say he thinks that we are still in the process of creating content. we have overpassed that stage. We are not in the process of what creating content. We are far beyond that stage. Sure. Welcome, big man. We are far behind that stage. And Honorable Ken Oforiatta is not guilty until he still remains innocent until proven guilty.
Okay.
You and I know he still remains innocent until proven guilty.
There are so many discretions to that, because let's see, we are all here. We go out. Once we all left, one of these cameras goes missing. Then we are called back to come and answer. Probably who took it, what happened to the camera. Both of you come in. I refuse to come. What would be your mindset about me and the camera being missing?
But you know the reason. First of all,
what would be your reason? How will you take it?
You refusing to come. Maybe you are facing some health crisis. Maybe you are facing one. There are a lot of reasons behind him not coming, and he being there doesn't prevent the OSP from doing his work. We should get that one. He being there, you see, if you want to invite someone to your custody, it's not strictly by force that let me bring this one in.
Yeah.
Do you know that Honorable Ken Oforiatta can come to the country and decide not to talk, and decide not to help with investigation?
Then he will be arrested. He will be arrested.
Why will he be arrested? He has the freedom to speech. He will decide whether to talk or not.
Okay.
You have accused me of something. I will decide whether to talk or not. If you still think that I'm the one who committed that, we have the court there. You declared me fugitive. That's still fine. You are Ken Oforiatta being there doesn't prevent persecution from ongoing. We should get that one right. Ghanaians think that he being there is still preventing persecution from ongoing. Okay. What is the OSP still waiting for? He said we should give him up to November, and then he will bring out its final report. Okay. And with this issue about him having tied with Oforiatta and stuff, Oforiatta is not guilty.
Okay.
Honorable Ken Oforiatta is not guilty. He still remains innocent until proven guilty at the law court. So I don't really see the base of it's a baseless thing. We are not creating content. Honorable A+ should sit up. He is currently a lawmaker. This issue carries no fact, and I don't know the reason behind this. You have a close tie with the Honorable Finance Minister, who is currently under investigation. If he's been prosecuted, if even it was Honorable Abner who is under investigation, that one is also fine. But he's not the one who is under investigation. You trying to tell me that there is something happening here? Your manager is under investigation, and the deputy has no moral right to lead any accountability process. Things shouldn't work that way.
Okay,
it shouldn't work that way.
You see, the whole thing is this. One of the things that we are getting wrong with this whole OSP and Ken Oforiatta issue is that Ken made himself a suspect. Ordinarily, the ministry should be under investigation. The ministry as a body, finance ministry, should be. But here comes the case. You were the head of that ministry.
Yeah.
So everything flows through you. Just avail yourself to answer for the ministry, the entire ministry. In my view. Okay, sorry.
You see, you trying to tell us that he should just present himself. We all know, me as at now, we can truly say the country is not safe.
It's not safe.
We all know the kinds of extreme bail conditions they are giving to individuals who have been called for investigation. If I was to be Ken Oforiatta, there is no way I will still come to Ghana. Me being in the US doesn't prevent you from me being in the US doesn't prevent you from still taking your legal action. You can invite me through Zoom. Zoom is there. Why is it that the OSP is not interested in Zoom? Can complain about his health. The lawyers thought that he's currently okay now. So what's preventing the OSP from organizing a Zoom to if you want to interrogate Ken? Why is it that he not conducting a Zoom meeting? The answers that you need, you will get it. Ken is not running from prosecution, or is he running from answer your question? He has himself. Zoom is there.
Okay.
There are a lot of ways you can call and interrogate him rather than coming to the country. If you or you were to be Ken, you will never come to the country. Seeing all this extreme bail condition given to people, 10 million Ghana cedis, 100 billion old currency. If the wife we want 150 million Ghana cedis.
So you believe that they might give Ken about, let's say,
they might give
the price of
if I was to be Ken, I truly understand he's not running from persecution. If the OSP truly wants to work, then we have the Zoom meeting there. You can just organize the Zoom meeting. Honorable Ken will be there to answer you. It's very simple. It's very simple.
Okay. so you think A plus doesn't have any?
A plus has no. I think he just need the media attention. A plus will sit down very well.
Okay.
He's currently a lawmaker. He should reason and bring out something. Just petition someone. He has the right to petition. That one we all know. He has the right to petition.
But looking at the petition,
it's very baseless. It's carrying no weight. Why? Because he has a close tie with Honorable Ken Ofori-Atta, who is currently under investigation.
Okay.
It doesn't make any sense. Honorable Ken Ofori-Atta is not guilty. He still remains innocent until proven guilty, and we are still waiting for the OSP report. He said that we should wait for him. Ending of November, he will bring out a report stating clearly. So we are still waiting.
Let me ask you something. The ambulance deal that got Atto Forson under prosecution, was Atto the minister or he was a deputy?
Unless I confirm.
Oh, really? Really? Okay.
Is it
that's fine. I'll wait for you to confirm.
Sure.
It's fine. I have to respect your discretion. Okay, Hamda. Welcome.
Thank you.
So yes, we are on the issue of Abner Sayesare being petitioned to be removed as the Public Accounts Committee chair or something. Yeah.
Pakosi, good morning to yourself and also to your cherished listeners. When I came in, I was just quiet listening to my brother. In fact, I must say, a lot of us has lose our sense of patriotism. From what he's saying, it really got me shocked. Just imagine the question you asked me at last. It was Atto Forson the minister or the deputy minister.
But we have to respect.
Only for him to say he doesn't
have to confirm. Probably he has forgotten about a few things. So, I mean, they left power. It's been long they left power. It's just about 9 months, right? So he can't forget things. Yeah.
Just about 9 months. He has already forgotten that they prosecuted Atto Forson because he was the deputy minister to somebody. Where he was alleged of being in ambulance saga and all that. You see, one thing must be stated, and it must be stated clearly. One of the reasons why Bawumia lost abysmal in the 2024 election, it wasn't because of only Bawumia's record, or Bawumia didn't perform or did his groundworks in the 2024 election. I must say, Bawumia was one of the candidates that worked vigorously in the 2024 elections.
Okay.
But unfortunately, he lost because of one person, and that person was because of Nana Addo. He lost because of Nana Addo's bad record. He lost because of his misgovernance. He lost because of his corruption and everything surrounding this country being at this state now. Why did Bawumia lose? Because he was just a vice president to Akufo-Addo. So today, if what is the name, Abner Asari, is being made to come in the accountability process, just to, sorry, let me. It seems I'm not hearing myself very well.
Okay.
Yes. So if Abner Asari is being made the chair for PAC, and today my brother is saying that she being there is on a fair grounds, forgetting that she was a deputy to that of Ken Ofori-Atta, the fugitive today, the fugitive that each and every individual in this country is waiting for to come back for prosecution, the fugitive that somebody who is running from many corruption related activities, SML, GRE, a lot of things.
Okay.
Bawumia suffered the consequences because of Akufo-Addo. Yet, what is the name? Abner Asari. Today, my brother is saying that because she was the deputy, A+ cannot tag her as somebody who was related to all these things. Let's say you and I, we are in a particular process, or let's say you've gone to supervise certain things, and at the end of the day, some 2 or 3 things got missing. They've accused us, even though they've accused us, and I'm the head. Correctly, I'm supposed to be the first person they have to ask some 1 or 2 questions. But because I was going with you, definitely they have to bring you on board to ask you some 1 or 2 questions. So to me, what A plus put out and what A plus has petitioned is on the right direction. It's on the right direction, because if you take a look at what Abna Asari was relating to, you know, she was in charge of when it comes to budget planning and everything relating to budget execution. And when we talk about budget, it simply has to do with incomes and expenditures, and all these people, that has to do with the former Buffer Stock CEO, that is Anan. That has to do with what is the name, Edubuain. That has to do all national service, all these particular corruption related activities has to do with expenditure, how they spend this country's money, how they manage the resources that we handle to them. And she was the one in charge of that particular thing. So indirectly, she too has to be questioned. So today, for me, I don't think she has the audacity to come as a pack chair only to question people. You know, this particular audit report that they are looking at is for 2024, but not this current year audit report. And you and I know that 2024 MPP was in power. And when MPP was in power, she was the deputy finance minister in charge of budget. Meaning everything that has to do with the budget, she was the one relating to all these agencies and all these head of institutions. So at the end of the day, whatever that was going on in the budget execution,
she also force accomplice.
Exactly, she knew what was going on. So today she cannot come as a saint only to say that, because I was a deputy and I was deputizing Konoforata, where he has been accused of several corruption related activities. For me, my hands are clear. So let me pretend and do as if like I'm a saint and ask certain questions. If we even go to the deeper down, we realize that maybe certain questions are there. She's just trying to avoid it. Maybe she knows it. Obviously, this was 1, 2, 3 things that went through in the process. But because she doesn't want to be seen as somebody who was accomplice in all these particular corrupt related activities, she would do as if like, no, like I wasn't part of it. Okay. And you see, one key aspect of democracy is accountability. Democracy cannot stand without accountability. Because today, if we trust somebody, let's say Pakos, we've trusted you and we've given 1 billion Ghana cedis to you. At the end,
no, trust me. You people should trust me.
At the end of the day,
just trust me with 1 billion, not 1 billion, just 1 billion.
1 million is okay. Okay, we'll reduce it to 1 million. Yeah, and at the end of the day, we are not able to manage.
When is it coming? Let's talk about that.
No, very soon. And at the end of the day, we are not able to manage it well. Tomorrow, we will not be able to trust a different person to give that same amount of money or even lesser amount of money to that person. And that lead to this all coup d'etats and like distractions in the countries because of accountability. So for me, what A plus is holding the woman on is a very solid ground. Is valid, and I think even the parliament has to consider it, even though they are saying the standing orders or what doesn't permit that. But for me, I think they have to consider that, because you can't be in the same room with somebody, taking decisions in the same boardroom with somebody, and at the end of the day, the person is being held accountable once you are meant, or you are the leader in charge of even asking questions. And one funny thing about this public accounts committee is that at the end of the day, the auditor will go and do their report. They'll highlight some, they'll highlight some of the corrupt related activities or some of the things that they are not able to go in line with the accounting related principles. And they'll bring the report. The public accounts committee will be formed. They'll pay them sitting allowances. They'll come and ask questions. And at the end of the day, nothing happens. The only thing is that they will come and they will ask them some hilarious questions, and the public will know that, as for what is the name, this particular agency, they've spent this amount of money
without any accountability.
We'll make noise 1, 2, 3 weeks, and that will be all. So for me, I think we have to sit up as a country and we need to consider this kind of things whenever we are putting members in this particular accounts committee, especially with regards to the chair. The chair has to be reviewed, and if possible she has to step aside to make things very easy for each and every one of us. For me, A+ is on the right direction.
With A+, I always say once a content creator, always a content creator. And this year, they are really funny. They usually judge people, prosecute people before sending them to court. They will come to the media. This and this has happened. They will judge everything, prosecute the person, give them the jail term, everything on the media without anything happening at the law court. Media court. Yeah, this year, and you should get a fact.
One thing about
I'm coming. Honorable Keno Ferrata is not running from prosecution. He is still available. You call him for interrogation. You complain about the health. You complain about his health. You call him for interrogation. What's preventing you from organizing a Zoom meeting with him? The information that you need, you will receive it. No one is running from prosecution. And get this right, none of them is corrupt until proven guilty. That's what that's what they don't know. They think that allegedly Anan have do this, so he's corrupt. Things that don't work that way in Ghana. They are set out procedures that we follow. You can't stand here and tell him that he's corrupt. He can sue for defaming him until the court has proven him guilty. So we should all mind the words that we are using here. I don't know whether you get my.
I get your point clearly. You and I know that you are not guilty until proven guilty by the law court. But I see my brother saying, "Oh, Keno Ferrata, we can charge him in absentia, blah blah blah." You know, this just last week, this particular issue resurrected, where a lot of people were saying that the OSP was having some allegiance to the Ofori's family. So because of that, he's trying to use his power to shield him, and before we realize the 4 years is passed. You see, we can't charge Ofori in absentia. Why? You see, once we do that, he can seek asylum at the United States. My country is now a threat to me. I cannot return to my country. And all the money, so all the big amount of money that he has stolen, you will go and enjoy it there. Mind you, like Ghana, we are just a developing country. United States is a developed country. And that man, according to the OSP report, he has stolen over 50 billion Ghana cedis. That particular money can sustain him through his entire life. Already, he's an old man. 50 over 50 billion. SML,
the
contract that was given to Akufo-Addo's daughter are currently under investigation.
So I don't know the reason why they are trying to still attach it. I know land. You see, their bosses are still under investigation.
When it comes to Ofori, the charges that is peddled against him, you don't get it right. Accountable. Some of them are there. They just want to exclude him because they don't want to bring him on. You see, when it comes to NSS, all those things, he was having hand in it. As a finance minister, somebody who apportion resources to all these agencies.
You can't come here and say something.
So at the end of the day,
all these ones are allegedly. They are the ones.
They are allegations.
We should get our fact right. Last Saturday, I was at Jojo Prime. We were still discussing about the SML do, the general radio. Their bosses are currently under investigation. No one is preventing the OSP from doing his work. We should get this one right. No one is preventing the OSP from doing his work. With the current bail condition being granted to people in this country, there is I don't know the reason why he's scared. At first, his lawyers are coming to the country. He's so fighting. His lawyers complain about himself. The law court agreed. Now he's okay. So what is currently preventing the OSP from doing this?
But what was also preventing Ofori
from coming?
That
is the right question we should ask.
The OSP is working in the interest of the state, and the state needs to recover. If you are saying that
Ofori wasn't working in the interest of the state,
let me end. The OSP is currently working in the interest of the state. He's working for all of us, and we are owing support of his work. So I wish he could work very hard. We should get the in-depth about what happened. If truly he's guilty, he should face prosecution. Ken Ofori is currently, and he's not a public servant now. He's currently on his own. He's not a public servant now.
He has been a public servant. So, a former public servant.
Fine. He's currently was there.
As far as we've been able to give our resources for you to manage. When you are done managing the resources, you need to account for it.
He's willing to account.
He's
willing to account.
See, the first time this particular issue came up was in March.
What's preventing the OSP from still interrogating him through the media? We have the media.
Why should we do it through the media?
He has his own personal reason. First of all, he started with health. And you know that Ghana that doesn't have extreme health facilities.
Oh, today the NPP know that Ghana doesn't have
you and I know.
You and who know?
We all know that we don't have. I'm comparing our health facilities with out of US. US is a developed country, and we are developed country.
And we use 94 million to dig a hole in the middle of Accra.
It's 200 for missing quality, and up to now.
The hole that yesterday I just drove past.
It's not about who. Do you know that we have the picture of the National Cathedral? We have a picture. We have the graphic designers working. We have the surveyors working. It's not about digging hole only. It's all about what the construction is not about digging hole. Okay. The fence, surveyors will come. This particular place. The architect will draw. Do you know how much an architect charge for a work? It's really expensive. And working for those, do you know you drove past the yesterday? You were saying, hope you saw the size, how big it is. Extremely big.
So you think this thing there constitutes a $94 million?
That's the reason why, based on accountability, that's the reason why the people of Ghanaian voted for the NDC. So they have voted for you to what? Come and ensure that there is accountability. Okay. So it's your work.
So that's why they are inviting.
So it's not about complaining. I'm talking about the national category. It's not about complaining. Now you have the absolute power. Use it to work. If truly they do not work as it's supposed to be, why can't you persecute them? Okay. What's preventing you? With the Ken Offerata, he's not running. The SML their boss at the even A plus the content creator stated that the Jared, their boss is currently under investigation. He is currently available for investigation. Nothing is to prevent. If Ken Offerata influence him, he will bring it out. We can't just now. The OSP says we should wait. November, he will bring his final report about the Ken Offerata deal. We all know. So I don't really know the reason why you come here and say that the Ken Offerata was guilty or not. We should just wait for the OSP. Why you don't trust the OSP now?
Okay.
The OSP, whether the
we should wait for him. November.
Like I said, we need our sense of patriotism. My brother has forgotten that this particular person that we are talking about is in the state. It's in his own discretion to agree whether he will come back or not. At the end of the day, whether we charge him in absentia, we doesn't charge him in absentia. For him, he will be there.
The mass lock boss, we charge in absentia.
That female boss.
Then
yes.
Has she been back?
No, she has been there.
Probably that's why the state is also scared to charge people in absentia now. Because we're charging now and back. I mean,
you are stating. He's stating. My brother is stating that
can decide to come to the country and not speak.
How is that?
He has his freedom to speak. I can decide. Police can call me for investigation. I can decide to talk or not. I have my right to talk or not. So we shouldn't get to that. Once Offerata is in Ghana, he's entitled to talk or he's entitled to.
That is not true. When he's someone to the law court, the law court, he has the right to bring his legal representative.
And the representative at
the end of the day, once you come
Offerata himself can go to the law court. He decides to talk. If he decides to talk or not, if he decides not to talk, the court can still give its final verdict, whether he's been jailed.
By then, in the country, we can hold him accountable.
In what way?
You see, somebody has spent a lot of money. The 92 million Ghana cedis that he's talking about. You said we don't have proper health facilities in the country.
Compared to
that particular 92 million Ghana cedis would have been able to build an ultra modern hospital in the country. But yet, you are supervise that amount of money.
You are giving your final verdict to you. You are not a judge.
To be given to contractors just to come and dig a big hole in the middle of Accra. Yet he's in United States and you are saying that this particular person we should allow him whenever he's willing to come. We need to get serious as people.
Ken Offerata has not still any 92 million Ghana cedis. until the law court prove him guilty. Until then, it's still what allegations.
The way I'm looking at you, it's like your godfather is Konoforiata.
No, it's not like my godfather is Konoforiata. Do you know that when Konoforiata is in the country, he can, when they arrest him and they send him to court, he can decide to talk or not.
Do you know that one? Do you know that on his own right?
On his own right, so he can decide to talk or not. His legal team are the ones who are supposed to speak for him after the prosecution and everything. If
when the verdict is being gotten, and you can choose to do whatever that we want to do with him.
So what's preventing the OSP from working? There's nothing. That's what that's what Ghanaians don't know currently. Nothing is preventing the OSP from doing his work. When Kenofrata is in the country, he will decide to talk or not. He's not in the country, so what's still preventing his legal team are around? If we're in the case that his legal team are not around, it's not around, like that one is different. But his legal team are here representing him. Okay. So if he's found guilty, can't they send in Interpol? Okay. There are a lot of ways.
Okay. The first time this particular issue pop up was somewhere in March. March till now is our 7 months. The OSP was like, no, we should give him till April. He will be able to bring Kenoforiata back to the country. Today we are here. We are still hearing.
Why
I'm glad that Martin Tewu said he will petition the what is the name, the OSP, if he fails to freeze his assets and many other things. He should even petition the OSP for them to remove him from office. That particular office should be cancelled. See, ever since that office was being formed, we've not seen any tangible results from that particular office. For me, I just see it as a ceremonial office, a place where they just come to use money to chase people for accountability. But at the end of the day, nothing has been done.
Okay. Yeah. Well, speaking of, Martin Kpebu and his admonishment. Yes, he has advised that the OSP should freeze the finance minister's assets because he believes, according to him, he believes that with the current situation, how he's seeking asylum somewhere.
Oh, he's not seeking asylum.
Okay, so him being out of the country, it could happen that he might just decide not to come back to Ghana again, and with that he might lay off his assets, sell them off and all that. So if he does that, what is left for him to come back in Ghana to do? So then the state should freeze his assets so that it can't be sold or whatsoever. Do you think that is also a good call? It's in the right proceedings to get the attention of the former finance minister to come back for accountability?
You see, it's like Ghanaians have lost trust in the OSP currently. That's what the members of the NDC government feels. It's just like they don't have trust in the OSP, the Office of the Special Prosecutor.
Oh, but
I don't know.
Martin Kpebu is not an NDC.
I'm not saying this.
Even at some point, MPP lost interest in that of the OSP.
Do you know? I don't really know the reason why Ghanaians don't have patience.
Okay. Oh, so we should be patient.
He said November. Okay. In his recent report, what's the man in November? November the report, Weber. So
November is here.
Yeah, in November. Nah, he said ending of November. He said ending of November. So we are all waiting. It's like anticipate flyer. We are all waiting to get to know what's in it. So freezing his account, that's what as petition you are submitting to the SP. The OSP in his dealings will consider whether he will do it or not. He has the right to do it or not. And currently he said we should wait for him to November. Okay. So I don't really see why we rushing all this stuff. Let us exercise patience. Okay. If truly he's guilty, we will get to know. Okay. And I believe that he's not guilty anyway until the court proves him guilty.
Okay, all right.
Pakwesi, you see, the finance minister, the former finance minister, for him, he has a lot of properties. Aside him, we don't even know whether he was able to embezzle some of the funds out of the country. But even if you take a look at the funds or the properties he's having in Ghana alone, when we place our hand on it, I think he should be able to do a lot of things for us. We can use that money to build basic schools, to even widen our educational horizon. Okay. You see, that particular man, when it comes to data bank, he's the owner of data bank. When it comes to enterprise Ghana, You know, when MPP came to power, that particular man, he assigned contracts, all insurance contracts to this particular enterprise Ghana. According to sources, he's the major shareholder of that particular enterprise, and a lot of properties. So for me, I believe we should place our hand on it, like Martin Pebo is saying. If we really want to bring the former finance minister back to the country, something must be done in order to bring him back. Because at the end of the day, he will not watch all these properties just vanish away like that. He will be willing to come back to the country. We've seen businessmen in this country where they've not even done anything. They've not caused any financial loss to the state. But at the end of the day, their properties was being frozen. That of what is the name? The not even Magdan. The bank. What is it? This Pakosi Indian banks. Like at the end of the day, because he wasn't able to meet the threshold of the Bank of Ghana required stated capital for a bank, they froze his assets. All the bank assets, the property, the vehicles, the buildings, the lands, like everything. When it comes to the intellectual properties, everything that has to do with the bank. But here, this particular person has been stated to be in many financial misappropriations and also many financial embezzlements. So I think Martin Pebo is making a right call. If we really want to bring this man back to the country, or even not bringing him back to the country, at least we placing our hand on his properties, we can recover up to 50%, even though we've not yet proven him guilty. But for us, it's obvious, because a lot of us know that he was fully engaged in the hole that was dark in the middle of this country. He was fully engaged in SML, he was fully engaged in GRA, he was fully engaged in that of the president's daughter, the former president's daughter contract, everything. You know, like this particular man, he was the one giving out the money because his cousin was Akufo-Addo. When you come, 1, 2, 3, he will just take 2 billion, take 3 billion, like as if the money was his personal property. Today, they are calling you to come back. The obvious thing is for you to come back for accountability. Once you spend money, you and I, like let's say the 3 of us in this room, at the end of the day, if we agree that we are doing susu, and this week this particular person will take, this week this particular person will take, this week this particular person will take, at the end of the day, we need to come back and do accountability. So far, how many people have taken this money? So far, how many people have taken? How much is left? This one is a common reasoning. So for me, this man shouldn't go scot-free. When we have to put our hand on his properties, I think we need to do it. If not to bring him back to the country, because you and I know that this man, he will never come back to the country until something forcing him back to the country. So if we don't force to bring him back, then we should freeze his assets, and that particular assets we can even sell it off to even defray some of the debts. If you take a look at some of the tertiary institutions we have a lot of uncompleted buildings. Like our educational gap is being widened. A lot of children will go through this free senior high school, and at the end of the day, they will not be able to get into tertiary simply because of the educational facilities. We don't have enough facilities
you think we can sell off his assets
to even do better things. You see, when you take a look at what is the name?
Unlike other politicians, Honorable Ken Ofori-Atta, he was not poor before becoming a finance minister. Get that one right. It wasn't politics that he used to enrich himself, as you were saying. You think that you were saying data bank, this and this. Let me go to before 2016. He became the minister in 2017. He was the executive board for Data Group Bank and Enterprise Group Limited. He was the director of the company. Other sectors, you can get to know the board member for booking some of the banks in Gambia. He was the board chairman and other stuff. Don't think that it was true politics that Ken Ofori-Atta become Ken Ofori-Atta. It's not. Get that one right. Freezing his assets has to do with the office of the special prosecutor. That's the reason why he submitted a petition. The special office of the special prosecutor will decide whether he will or not. But he's not entitled to. Get it right. And
you see, you and I, we need to understand something. We are all politicians, or we are rising politicians, and we all, you see, we have legal ways of squandering money. You see, some of these politicians, it's not as if like they will make it obvious. So prior to their power or them gaining power, they will open 1, 2, 3 companies in their names or maybe in somebody's name, and at the end of the day, when they come into power, they quickly give contracts. Like 80% of the contracts are going to the companies. Indirectly, they are making themselves rich behind us. You may not see that. Oh,
you are talking about contracts. Awarding contract.
Oh,
the last thing is what we should get the work done. Yeah. If the work is done, it's done. If you are
it's not about getting the work done. Some of these things is obvious. Like just look at what they did to the University of Ghana Sports Stadium. Something was almost 76% complete. Just to get it from 76 to 100%, we use our $36 million to complete that particular stadium. Meanwhile, if you go to Takwa, there's one particular gold mines that built an ultra modern sports stadium for them. I was there myself to see how the stadium was. Very beautiful, like wall design and everything. They use only $30 million to build that particular thing. So sometimes it's not like they are awarding these particular contracts on good terms or good conditions. They are just doing it because they are in the position and they put in the amount of money to these particular companies that they've created for themselves prior to power. So you and I, we all know how the legal means of getting money through these things. So at the end of the day, if Konoforiata comes and you are saying, oh, prior to him being the finance minister, he was already rich. Yes, he might be rich, as in being taking care of himself, being comfortable, but not an extreme richness. We and I know that we have different levels of being rich. If the net worth of that particular company, let's say Data Bank prior to him winning, was just 15 million Ghana cedis, but after being out of power, it has been bloating from 15 to billions. Definitely, he has made himself rich one way or the other through contracts and many other things. So my brother, we need to come into our sense. Some of these things is very obvious. It's very obvious. We and I know how this particular thing is very obvious.
Enough of the comprehension and all this stuff. Ghanaians are waiting for what? Accountability. They voted for you guys for accountability.
Yet he's out of the country. How are you supposed to get the accountability?
Continue with your prosecution. So aside Honorable Kenofrata, who again? They are under prosecution. So what's still prevent?
Okay. You see,
I don't get the right to. They want to play games.
He was very smart.
Skip the reality.
Before 7th January, he made his way out of the country because he knew that when NDC comes to power, he will be the first person they will hold accountable. He quickly made arrangements with the president.
Nothing is preventing the NDC government for still undertaking what persecution. That's what that's what they don't get to. There is nothing, absolute nothing. You have the absolute members in parliament. You have the power and the executive. Currently, too, you are vetting money for the judicial. You have the absolute power. So what's still preventing you now? Enough of the complaint. Enough of the drama. Ghanaians need accountability. They voted for you, and accountability is what will build trust. Hey, so I don't see the reason why you are complaining. Ken is here, Gift Awari is here. This enough of it. All right. If they are guilty, give the final verdict. If jail, whatever they are supposed to do, they should go and serve. You have been in government for 9 months. As at now, today this, tomorrow this. It doesn't work that way. Things that doesn't work that way. Work.
It's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. But we need to get serious.
I think that Hamza, you weren't here when we discussed the first topic, but we'll give you some few minutes. I mean, to say something about the president's order for a forensic audit into the all 13 African games that was hosted in 2023. What do you make of that? In a few minutes and then.
So let me just use some few minutes. You see, all these are still surrounding accountability. All these are still. Yeah, they are still surrounding accountability. This alone should tell you that MPP has really caused great financial loss to this particular country. Just all African games, so not African Cup of the Nations, not World Cup, but here, like, we've spent a lot of money, a lot of embezzlements. You see, what is it?
How is that a lot? I mean, name tax, $4 million for name tax. How is that a lot?
Hey, Pakosi, Do you know the destinies that 4 million Ghana cedis can change in this country? I swear, you see, like if they give me 1 million, me my destiny has changed in this.
Hey,
like,
you alone, you want $1 million. Hey,
1 million is okay for me.
You alone.
Like I'll change every story in my family or even in my community.
We bought an entire sky train for $2 million.
Just imagine. They've used tax. They've used 4 million to pay tax. These are some of the things we are talking about. MPP was just in power to loot the country. Seriously, MPP was in power to loot the country. If you take a look at some of the things that they really use these monies for, I think proper forensic audit must be done, like the president said. Because some of the things, it doesn't make sense to ordinary Ghanaian. Seriously, how can you use $36 million to complete an already existing sports stadium just because you want to host all African games? Because you had students hostels, and you want to lodge some of the athletes there. If you want to use $4 million to buy air conditions and many other things, these are just waste of money, waste of like public tax. Like sometimes some of these things, like they are very painful when you are sitting and they are talking about it. They've used about 136 million to build sports stadium. Meanwhile, if you take a look at the Tamale Sports Stadium, it was, when they built it was less than 20 million Ghana dollars. Yeah. So let's say even the 20 million has even doubled. We should be looking at somewhere 40 million. Like the president stated, if you take a look at the Takwa stadium that they built, 30 million, and yet just hosting all African games for just a specific number of days. We've used Charlie, Ghana, like seriously, we need to get serious. Ghana, we need to get serious. Sometimes if we take a look at some of the things that we are doing in this country, see, like I really think that every person, whenever they get the opportunity to come, they want, first of all, they want to enrich themselves. Secondly, they want to make their family stable, and third, whoever that are surrounding them, they want to make it look as if that they are out of poverty forever and ever. Like that, these are some of the things that most people in Ghana are just concerned. And right now, it's not even about NDC; it's about the country. I've seen a lot of MPP guys who are even making similar comments. Some of these, the former sports minister, he must be held accountable. You gave a contract to GBC just for broadcasting, and you paid them $3 million. These are very unfortunate. Some of the things are there, like if you look at it, there wasn't any logical reasoning behind some of the things that they were just doing. Food that you are giving to athletes, yet you've paid $2 million. Like, even if I'm mentioning the dollars in some kind of way, like sometimes it's very painful.
It's just like you don't trust your president again. Your president have got to know. He hadn't even said embezzlement. They are what? Auditing committee, auditing general. They are come to do a forensic auditing. So why can't we wait for them rather than giving our final?
Every time, these are some of the the issues we have in Ghana. Like the president said, let's look into this, let's probe into this. You are here saying that
so why can't we wait for their findings?
You and I know that this t-shirt, ordinarily it shouldn't cost more than, let's say, 500 cedis. Somebody else went to use 2,000 cedis to buy this t-shirt. Definitely, logical reason, you should ask that particular person. Where did you get this t-shirt? It's not even like you are
t-shirt.
You are telling them,
if you bought 50 cedis, I can get the same t-shirt for 500 Ghana cedis. Depending on the venue. So why can't we wait for
that if somebody used 2,000 cedis, we should ask that particular person.
We are supposed to wait for them to finish.
Okay.
Rather than give
nobody starts
and even the president did not pass through the right way. We all know that. Under no circumstance can the president orders the auditors general department to undertake a certain action. Okay. We don't know. And anyway, you can bypass that. If the president is accountability, there are institutions. That's the auditors general department.
The president is the first gentleman of this country.
He has no moral.
He has the first interest of this country. He has the moral right. He has the authoritative power.
The president like he's a chief spokesperson. He can't order for A forensic audit.
Yeah, first of all, before the president has no more right to orders for forensic audit. Yeah, you first have to submit a petition to the Public Accounts Committee. And the Public Accounts Committee, together with the Speaker in Parliament, they will sit down and analyze. Then they will submit a petition.
I wanted to ask you a question. What you are saying, I get you.
Yeah.
I'm only asking.
So the president has no right.
No right.
You can search for it.
Order for
forensic audit.
But he has the right to declare a state of emergency.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's fine.
The president has no moral right. The Auditor General is an independent institution.
Okay.
And even they work together with the Public Accounts Committee, with Parliament.
You see, in as much as it's coming from the president, bear in mind that any citizen in this country can also call for that particular forensic
you have to submit a petition.
It's not necessarily from the president, but you see, some of these things must be stated, and it must be stated clearly. If something that is beyond logical reasoning is being done, you and I, it should be in all of us our interest. Because at the end of the day, we are doing this for Mother Ghana. If you go to some of these hospitals, a lot of people are dying simply because there are no beds, simply because there are no enough doctors, because we've not employed enough people to take care of them. The basic things, our basic facilities, our basic things that we should look at, we don't even have it. Yet we've hosted all of that particular game wasn't necessary. Ghana at that particular tangent.
Did we even win any medal?
If you take a look at it,
there is no way.
You see, Ghana at that particular tangent. We are facing a lot of
reorganizing the African Games.
We are facing a lot of
invite investors. It's a way to promote our culture.
So how much did we make from that particular?
It's not about the money. Do you know that sometimes the reason why people used to talk about the Asante tradition and everything, it's about how they have marketed themselves.
Okay.
So we organizing it in Accra. Do you know that it was the first time we organized a para games in Accra? The All African Games. Do you know that it was the first time? It is a way of attracting investors. It's a way of promoting our heritage.
Okay.
Our culture is being preserved. All these things still comes into consideration.
Okay.
Not just sitting down and say there is no benefit. We should be struggled. It shouldn't happen. Up to now, Ghana, if possible, we are trying to still host some World Cup and other stuff. Ask yourself, why is it that some countries still find for slow to host World Cup and all these games? It's a way for promoting their culture. So you can't sit here and tell us that. Let's wait for what the Auditors General Department. Since the president has
countries are well endowed. You see, countries like Saudi, when they are
let's just wait for them. Why can't we wait for them? Why you don't trust the
president? Let me tell you something.
You don't trust the
Let
president.
me tell you something. Countries are well endowed. Countries like Saudi Arabia, when they are bidding to host the World Cup, it doesn't necessarily mean that they are doing it just to promote only their heritage and everything. They are financially endowed. They don't care the amount of money they spend in it. But Ghana, we cannot compare ourselves to that of those countries. We are a developing country. We have a lot of things that we still need to tackle. A lot of problems, a lot of issues. If you take a look at health, education, like a lot of things.
Do you really know?
We don't have to spend a lot of money on this particular thing.
Do you really know
the sports sector in particular is one of the headache of Ghana. You see, when you take a look at the budget that are being done for, let's say, African Cup, World Cup.
They are talking about budget.
Kofi Adams. Is it not an NDC?
I'm saying the sports sector in general. We are not talking about only
department and
past and present.
His budget was 78 million Ghana cedis.
Past and present. Past and present. If you take a look at the sports sector, like that particular sector, we need to take a look at it.
You've had enough time.
You are here complaining about. Let's just wait for them to bring their report. You are here complaining about it. Do you know that in the last budget, Felix Ofosu officer of the presidency, his budget was only 78 million Ghana cedis.
How much was it under your?
I'm
only asking. How much was it under your?
I'll get to the figure.
For you, what is it?
I'll get to the figure. But let's get to know. Aside, okay, I'm coming. I'm coming. If truly, if the NPP did some, so is it? Are you supposed to come and repeat the same thing?
Nobody is
78 million Ghana cedis. 78 million Ghana cedis. It's not small money.
A lot of agencies was being added to
for communication. We are wasting president communication. We are wasting 78 million Ghana cedis for communications.
A lot of ministries were scrapped, a lot of agencies were scrapped, and they were all added to this particular
78 million Ghana cedis for communications.
All right.
doesn't make sense anyway. But still,
okay,
he's not guilty until he has been what? Prosecuted and found.
Okay. So I think there's but your last words before we end the show. We close the curtains on the show.
Okay, so let me just say, we as Africans or Ghanaians, we need to get serious. Sometimes people like Albert, they are those making accountability very serious.
Wow.
Something is very logical. You are here all in the name.
Your last words.
Yes, that's my last words. From the beginning to the end, all you are saying is that let's wait until he's proven guilty. Let's wait until he's Master, we've given say to you, and at the end of the day, that money is not there. Bring the money back. You are saying we should wait until proven guilty. Sometimes this court systems is not even helping us. Seriously, it's like you'll be looking at something it's very obvious, and it will be like, oh, let's go through the court process. It's very painful. Seriously, somebody like Foriata by now should be serving somewhere in Sawon prison, or they should even throw him to one district prison for him to go and be doing the hard work and everything. Somebody just stole a fowl, and because of fowl he's in prison. But yet you've wear suit and you've stolen big monies, and we need to wait for the court. So I just want to extend greetings to the president of the land and all everybody who is trying to make the reset agenda work. But one thing is that we need to stop talking plenty seriously and start the action.
That's dependent on
it depends on us. Today the special prosecutor will come and talk, attorney general will come and talk. They are not seeing actions.
No action.
We want to call on them. Please, they should make the work. They should fast track everything. We need to see results. Oral was one of the reasons why they voted for us. So they should try as much as possible to hold these people accountable. Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm very glad that he has accepted that they are talking a lot of comprehension without any action. And we are hoping that for a better Ghana, they should take the necessary action for you to have a better Ghana. And my warmest greeting to Amasama in Bruni. He is the current constituency in Asara. And Amasama is Starboy, my very own. May God richly bless them as well. And also, we are not preventing you. Our doors are open. You can come and still join the New Patriotic Party. we'll be very glad to have you on board.
All right. So thank you, gentlemen, for making the show worthwhile. That's where we end the show. To all our listeners and viewers, we thank you also. Enjoy the rest of your day.
GhanaTalks Radio, #1.